The supermarket shelves are empty, the streets are choked with vines, and the sound of footsteps above your hiding spot could mean death. Welcome to Lucy and Allie's world in Ashes of Tomorrow, a full-length audiobook that plunges you into the heart of post-apocalyptic survival. You're about to experience every desperate scavenge for food, every tense moment of deciding whether to trust your only companion, and every heart-pounding escape from dangers that lurk in the overgrown ruins of what was once home. Buckle in for a complete journey through a world where humanity's greatest enemy isn't just the wasteland, it's each other. But before we dive in, if you're new to this channel, consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already. Let us know where you're watching from and what time it is. We'd love to hear from you. So without further ado, let's get started. Ashes of Tomorrow. Audiobook and narration provided by Frostfall Audio. Chapter 1, Into the Jaws of Ruin. The shelves lean like drunks against the walls. Lucy moves through the supermarket with her knife drawn, and the air tastes like rot and rain. Vines snake through the ceiling tiles. They hang there swaying when she passes underneath. The green of them is wrong. Too bright. Too alive. She finds a can. Beans, maybe. The label is gone. Allie stands by the entrance, watching the street through gaps in the boarded windows. He holds his machete loose at his side. His breathing is steady. He does not turn when she approaches. You find anything. She holds up the can. He nods. Keep looking. The floor is slick with moss and broken glass. Her boots crunch and slide. 7 years since the collapse, and nature takes everything back. The walls buckle under the weight of growth. Somewhere in the back, a pipe drips. The sound echoes. She finds another can. This one has a picture of peaches. The metal is rusted, but it might be good. She tucks it into her pack, and her ankle rolls on something. Pain shoots up her leg, sharp and immediate. She bites down on the sound, trying to get out. Allie turns. You good. Fine. The pain throbs. She shifts her weight and keeps moving. The pharmacy at the back is picked clean, empty bottles scattered like bones. She checks behind the counter anyway. People miss things. People get sloppy. She finds a roll of bandages, dusty but intact. Then she hears voices, outside, multiple, getting closer. Allie appears beside her without sound. He moves like smoke. His hand touches her shoulder, and he tilts his head toward the back exit. They move together through the employee section. The door hangs crooked on one hinge. The voices get louder. Laughter, the kind that comes before violence. Lucy's ankle screams with each step. She does not slow down. They slip through the door into the alley, and the sun is too bright after the darkness inside. Her eyes water. The alley is narrow and filled with trash and overgrowth. Weeds push through concrete. A rusted shopping cart lies on its side. Behind them, the voices enter the supermarket. Found something. What? Tracks. Fresh. Ollie pulls her forward. They move fast, but not fast enough. Her ankle will not cooperate. The pain makes her vision blur at the edges. The alley opens onto a street. Cars sit where they died. Ivy covers everything. Trees grow through windshields. Birds nest in the hollowed interiors. Behind them, footsteps echo in the alley. There. Movement. Allie spots the subway entrance across the street. The stairs descend into shadow. They run. Lucy's ankle gives out halfway across. She stumbles. Allie catches her without breaking stride and half carries her down the concrete steps. The darkness swallows them. The subway tunnel smells like mildew and stone. Water drips somewhere deep. The tracks are flooded with inches of standing liquid. Their footsteps splash and the sound carries. Keep moving, Ollie says. They wade through the tunnel. The water soaks through her boots. Cold. She can hear the scavengers at the entrance. Arguing. Deciding. There is a section where the ceiling collapsed. Rubble creates a space behind fallen concrete. They squeeze through. Lucy bites her tongue to keep from crying out. Her ankle is swelling. She can feel it. They huddle in the darkness. Footsteps descend the stairs, splash into the water. The scavengers have flashlights. Beams cut through the tunnel like knives. Lucy holds her breath. Allie's hand finds hers in the dark. His palm is rough and warm. Check the tunnels. The beams sweep closer. Lucy presses herself against the concrete. It is damp and cold. She counts her heartbeats, tries to slow them down. A beam passes over their hiding spot. Pauses. Moves on. More splashing. The voices fade. The scavengers move deeper into the tunnel system. Lucy exhales slow and careful. They wait. Time stretches. The darkness is complete. She cannot see Ali, but she can hear him breathing beside her. Steady, controlled. Above them the city settles. The old bones creak. Somewhere water drips its endless rhythm. Her ankle throbs in time with her pulse. After a long time, Ali speaks. His voice is barely a whisper. We stay here tonight. Move at first light. Lucy nods even though he cannot see it. The darkness presses in. She can still hear footsteps somewhere distant. The scavengers are searching, methodical, patient. She closes her eyes. The ground beneath her is uneven and wet, but she is too tired to care. Her ankle screams. The adrenaline is fading. Everything hurts. Ali shifts beside her. She can feel the warmth of him in the cold. Above them, through the collapsed ceiling, she can see a sliver of sky. It is turning purple. Soon it will be dark and the creatures will come out, the ones that used to be dogs, the ones that hunt. She listens to the footsteps. They do not fade. They do not stop searching. The darkness waits. Chapter 2. Waking to a Wasted World. Morning comes gray through the gap in the rubble. Lucy wakes to pain. Her ankle is twice its normal size, purple. She prods it with her fingers and the pain makes stars burst behind her eyes. Ali is already awake. He sits with his back against concrete, watching the tunnel entrance. His machete rests across his knees. When she moves, he turns. How bad? Bad. He crawls over. His hands are gentle when he touches her ankle. She flinches anyway. He unwraps the bandage she found yesterday and examines the swelling. Not broken, he says. Sprained. Bad one, though. Great. Just great. He rewraps it tighter. She grits her teeth. The pressure helps. A little. They eat in silence. Dried meat from Ali's pack. It is tough and tastes like salt and smoke. She washes it down with water from her canteen. The water tastes like metal. Everything tastes like metal now. Outside the tunnel, the city is waking. Birds call. The sound echoes strange in the subway. Lucy can hear wind moving through the streets above. It makes a hollow sound, like breath through the throat of something gone. We need to move, Ali says. Where? East. There is a building. Used to be apartments. Top floors might be intact. Lucy tries to stand. Her ankle refuses. She sits back down hard. Ali watches her. His face shows nothing. I can make it, she says. He does not argue, just nods. They gather their gear. Lucy has the 2 cans and the bandages. Ali has rope and a tarp and ammunition for a gun he no longer carries. Lost it 3 weeks back. They do not talk about it. The tunnel is quiet. Too quiet. Where are they? Lucy says. Ali shrugs. Gone. Or waiting. She prefers gone. They move through the tunnel slow. Lucy uses the wall for support. Every step sends lightning through her leg. She does not complain. Complaining does not help. The tunnel splits. Left goes deeper. Right slopes up toward another entrance. They go right. The stairs are steep. Lucy takes them one at a time. Her breathing comes hard. Sweat runs down her back despite the cold. At the top, they stop. Listen. The street outside is silent except for wind and the rustle of leaves. Vines cover everything. The buildings lean against each other like they are tired of standing. Ali goes first. He moves low and fast to the cover of an abandoned car. Waits, looks, signals. Lucy follows. Her ankle screams. She ignores it. They move from cover to cover, car to wall to doorway. The sun is hidden behind clouds. The light is flat and gray. Good for hiding, bad for seeing what hides. Something howls in the distance, long and wrong. Not quite dog, not quite anything. They freeze. The sound does not repeat. Keep moving, Ali says. The apartment building is 6 blocks east. It takes them an hour. Lucy's ankle is on fire. She can feel it grinding with each step. Something is torn in there. Something important. The building is 12 stories. Most of the windows are gone. Vines crawl up the facade like veins. The front entrance gapes dark and empty. They enter. The lobby is a wreck. The ceiling has partially collapsed. Furniture sits broken and molded. A desk lies on its side. Behind it, a skeleton still wears the remains of a uniform. Security. Lucy does not look at it long. The stairs are intact. They climb. Lucy grips the railing. Her knuckles are white. At the fourth floor, Ali stops. He tries a door. It opens. The apartment inside is small. 2 rooms. The windows face east. Sunlight would come through in the morning if there was any sun. Ali checks the rooms. Bathroom, bedroom, empty. Safe. Lucy collapses on the floor. Her ankle is a balloon, purple and hot. Ali opens his pack. He has a med kit, basic. He pulls out pills, offers 2. What are they? Pain. Old might work. She takes them dry. He props her ankle on his pack, elevates it. The throbbing eases as they sit in silence. Outside, the wind picks up. It rattles the building. Somewhere a door bangs. Over and over. The rhythm is almost soothing. Lucy closes her eyes. The pills make her head swim. Everything feels distant. Soft. Ali moves to the window. He looks out at the dead city, the vines, the empty streets, the bones of what was. We cannot stay long, he says. Why not? Not enough supplies, no water source, and they know we are in this area. The scavengers. He nods. Lucy shifts. Her ankle protests. So what do? Rest today. Move tomorrow. There is a park 3 miles north. I have traps set. Might have caught something. She opens her eyes. 3 miles. He looks at her, says nothing. She understands. 3 miles on a sprained ankle. 3 miles exposed. 3 miles of everything that wants them gone. The howl comes again. Closer this time. Definitely closer. Ali draws his machete. He stands by the window, watching. Lucy reaches for her knife. The handle is worn smooth from use. It fits her palm like it belongs there. The howling stops. The silence is worse. They wait. The afternoon light fades. The gray deepens. Soon it will be dark, and the things that hunt at night will wake. Lucy stares at the ceiling. Water stains spread like maps of nowhere. Her ankle throbs. The pills are not working. Or maybe they are, and this is as good as it gets. Ali does not move from the window. Outside, something crashes. Glass breaking. Then footsteps. Multiple. Moving through the street below. Lucy holds her breath. The footsteps pass, but they will come back. They always come back. Chapter 3. Hunger's Gnawing Edge. The park used to have a name. Now it is just green and wild and reclaimed. Trees grow through benches. Vines strangle the swing sets. The playground equipment is rusted and bent like broken bones. Lucy and Ali approach from the south, moving slow. Her ankle is better. Not good, but better. She can put weight on it without wanting to scream. The morning is cold. Frost clings to everything. Their breath makes clouds. Ali walks ahead with his machete ready. Lucy follows with her knife drawn. The traps are on the north side, near where the pond used to be. Now it is a marsh. Stagnant water and tall grass. Things live in there. Things that used to be fish, maybe. Hard to say. Ali checks the first trap. Empty. The second, also empty. Lucy scans the tree line. Nothing moves, but something watches. She can feel it. The back of her neck prickles. The third trap has a rabbit. Small, thin, but alive. Ali kneels. He reaches for it. Pauses. What Lucy says. He points. The trap has been disturbed. The stakes pulled up. Repositioned. Someone else found it first. Took what was there. Left this one. She crouches beside him. The rabbit thrashes. Its eyes are wild. Someone is working this area, he says. Competition. He nods. They take the rabbit. Ali unlives it quick. Humane. He wraps it in cloth and tucks it in his pack. Lucy resets the trap. Her hands are numb from cold. The metal is slick with frost. They move through the park. Ali studies the ground, looking for tracks. Signs. There. He points. Boot prints. Fresh. Size 10 maybe. Heavy tread. Moving east toward the tree line, Lucy follows his gaze. The tree gold thick, the kind that blocks out light. We should go, she says. Ali does not move. He stares at the tracks. His jaw works. Deciding something. Finally he nods. Come on. They leave the park heading west, away from the tracks, away from whoever made them. But Lucy keeps looking back. The trees watch with their empty spaces between branches. Dark places where anything could hide. The city rises around them again. Concrete and rust and broken glass. They move through streets thick with vines. The buildings lean. Some have fallen, whole blocks reduced to rubble. They find a spot to rest, an alley between two structures, sheltered from wind. Ali starts a small fire using scraps of wood and paper. The flames are tiny but warm. He prepares the rabbit, skins it, guts it. The work is efficient, practiced. He has done this many times before. Lucy watches the street. Their fire is small, but smoke is smoke. It can be seen, smelled. The meat cooks slow. The smell makes her stomach cramp. She cannot remember the last real meal. Days ago, maybe longer. Ali hands her a piece. It is hot, greasy. She eats it fast, burns her mouth, does not care. They finish the rabbit. Every piece, even the organs. Nothing gets wasted. Nothing can be wasted. Ali buries the bones and skin, covers the fire. They move on. The afternoon stretches, gray, cold. They find a building with intact stairs and climb to the third floor. A good vantage point. They sit by a window and watch the street below. Hours pass. Nothing moves except wind and leaves and the slow creep of vines. Lucy's ankle throbs, dull now. Background pain. She has gotten used to it. That rabbit, Ali says. Someone left it on purpose. Why? Message maybe, or bait. Lucy considers this. What kind of message? The kind that says, stay out. They watch the street. The light changes. Afternoon becomes evening. The gray deepens. You think they are watching us now, Lucy says. Maybe. She shifts. Her hand finds her knife. She has not let go of it all day. We need to find somewhere secure, Ali says. Somewhere we can hole up for a few days. Let your ankle heal proper. Lucy nods. Her ankle needs more than a few days, but she does not say this. The building groans around them. Old wood settling, or maybe something moving through the lower floors. Hard to tell the difference anymore. Ali stands. We move now. Before dark. They descend the stairs. Quick but careful. At the ground floor they pause. Listen, nothing. Outside the street is empty. The shadows are long. Soon it will be night, and the things that hunt will wake. They move east, away from the park, away from the boot prints. But Lucy cannot shake the feeling they are being followed, that somewhere behind them in the ruins something keeps pace, matching their speed, staying just out of sight. She does not mention it to Ali. He knows. She can tell by the way he walks, the way his head turns at small sounds, the way his hand never leaves his machete. They find another apartment building, smaller than the last, 5 stories. The entrance is partially blocked by rubble, but they squeeze through. Inside the air is thick, dust and mold. Lucy's throat closes. She breathes through her teeth. They climb to the top floor. The door to the roof is locked, but Ali forces it. The metal screams. They freeze. Wait for response. Nothing comes. The roof offers a view. The city spreads in all directions. Broken and green and empty. Smoke rises from somewhere to the north, thin. Could be a cooking fire, could be something else. Ali points. There. East. See it. Lucy follows his finger. A structure. Taller than the others. Maybe an office building. The top floors look intact. Tomorrow, he says. We go there. She nods. They set up camp on the roof. No fire. Too exposed. They eat cold rations, drink warm water. Lucy wraps her ankle fresh. The swelling has gone down a little. Night falls. The stars come out. Too many stars, more than there used to be. The lights are all gone now and the sky is full. Lucy lies on her back. Ali sits with his back against the roof access door. Keeping watch, she thinks about the rabbit. Someone else's trap. Someone else's territory. She thinks about the boot prints. She thinks about hunger and how it makes people careless. Desperate. Somewhere in the dark, a dog that is not a dog begins to howl. Others answer. The chorus builds. Lucy counts at least 5. Maybe more. Ali does not move. His silhouette is still against the stars. Lucy closes her eyes. Sleep will not come easy, but she tries anyway. Tomorrow they will move again. They will keep moving until there is nowhere left to go. The howling continues. She dreams of rabbits with human eyes, traps that spring closed on nothing, boot prints that circle endlessly through dead grass. When she wakes, it is still dark. Ali sleeps now, his breathing deep and even. She takes the watch. The city stretches below, empty, waiting, and somewhere out there someone else is watching back. Chapter 4. Shadows in the Rubble. The office building stands 12 stories. Most of its windows are gone. Vines crawl up the exterior like veins carrying poison. The entrance is a mouthful of broken glass and shadow. Lucy and Ali stand across the street, watching, waiting. No movement. Ali says, "Could be empty." "Could be." They cross. The glass crunches under their boots. Inside the lobby is a wreck. The ceiling has partially collapsed. Desks lie crushed under concrete. Chairs scattered like they were thrown. Papers everywhere. Faded. Worthless. The elevators are dead. Doors frozen half open. Lucy looks into one. The shaft descends into black. She can hear water dripping far below. Stairs, Ali says, they climb. The stairwell is intact but narrow. Their footsteps echo, too loud. Every sound carries in the empty building. Third floor. Ali tries the door. It opens. The hallway beyond is long, doors on both sides. Most are closed. They move down the hall. Ali checks each door. Empty office. Empty office. Conference room with a table and chairs covered in dust thick as snow. At the end of the hall is a corner office, floor-to-ceiling windows. The view faces east. Lucy can see for miles. The city spreads dead and green, beautiful in its decay. Ali searches the room. Desk, cabinets, closet. He finds a bottle of water. Old. The seal is intact. He shakes it, checks the clarity, nods. Lucy explores the attached bathroom. The mirror is cracked, the sink dry. But the toilet tank might have water. She lifts the lid. Empty. Something lived in there once. Bones at the bottom. She closes the lid. In the office, Ali has found a cache behind a false panel, cans of food, batteries, a flashlight that still works. He tests it. The beam is weak but there. Someone prepared, he says. Plan to wait it out here. Lucy looks around. Where are they now? Ali shrugs. Gone. Like everyone else, they take what they can carry. The cans are heavy. Lucy's pack digs into her shoulders. Her ankle protests but holds. They leave the office. Head back to the stairwell. Lucy goes first, her hand on the railing. The step gives way. Not the step. The floor beneath it, rotten wood and rusted metal. It collapses with a sound like thunder. Lucy drops. Her hands scramble, catch the edge. Her pack pulls her down. The weight wrong. Ali lunges. His hand closes on her wrist. He pulls. She claws at the edge. Her boots kick empty air. Below is darkness and the sound of water. Far down. Ali grunts with effort. He drags her up, inch by inch. Lucy gets her other arm over the edge, heaves herself onto solid floor. They lie there breathing hard. Trap Ali says, "What?" "Not an accident. Look." He points. The floor around the hole has been weakened deliberately. Supports cut. Boards loosened. Someone set this. Lucy's heart hammers. Who? Could be old. Could be recent. They move more carefully now, testing each step. The stairwell suddenly feels like a minefield. Every surface suspect. They make it down to the second floor. The door here is barricaded from the outside. Boards nailed across, chains wrapped and locked. Someone does not want people going down, Ali says, or something coming up. They try the ground floor. The door opens. The lobby looks the same. Empty. Waiting. But something is different. Lucy feels it. The air has changed. Heavier. "We need to leave," she says. Ali nods. They move toward the entrance. The glass crunches. The sound echoes. From somewhere above comes a crash. Then another, like furniture being thrown. They run. The street outside is bright after the darkness. Lucy's eyes water. They do not stop. They move fast down the block. Behind them, more crashes. Glass breaking. Something is tearing the building apart. They round a corner, duck into an alley, press against the wall. Wait. The sounds continue, then stop. Silence. Lucy's hands shake. She presses them flat against the brick. The rough surface grounds her. That was not a trap, Ali says. That was occupied. By what? He shakes his head. Does not know. Does not want to guess. They stay in the alley until the sun begins to set. No more sounds from the building, but they do not go back, will not go back. As dark approaches, they need shelter. Lucy's ankle is screaming. The running did not help. There Allie points. A warehouse. Single story. Wide. The roof looks intact. Metal siding, some windows boarded, others broken. They approach from the side, find a door. It is unlocked. Opens with a shriek of rust. Inside is a vast space, empty. Shelves line the walls, all bare. The floor is concrete, stained. In the center is a pile of something. Lucy cannot tell what in the dim light. Allie turns on the flashlight. The weak beam sweeps the space. The pile is blankets, sleeping bags, signs of habitation, but old, months at least. They search the perimeter, find another door, storage room, cans of paint, rusted tools, a ladder, nothing useful. They set up in a corner, away from the doors, away from the windows. Allie stacks some shelves to create a barrier. Not much, but better than nothing. They eat from the cans they took. Beans, cold, metallic. Lucy forces them down. Dark falls. Allie takes first watch. Lucy lies on the concrete. It is cold and hard. She does not care. Exhaustion pulls her down. She dreams of falling, of hands that catch her, of floors that give way beneath every step, of buildings that watch with empty windows. When Allie wakes her for her shift, the warehouse is pitch black. The flashlight battery is dying. She uses it sparingly. Sweeps the space every few minutes. Checking. Outside the wind picks up. It howls through the broken windows, makes the metal siding boom like drums. The noise is constant, overwhelming. Lucy grips her knife, stares into darkness, waits for dawn. Hours pass. The cold seeps into her bones. She stamps her feet, breathes into her hands. Then she hears it. Under the wind, under the metal drumming, footsteps, outside. Circling the building, she touches Allie's shoulder. He wakes instantly. Silent, she points to the door, mouths the word, someone. He rises, draws his machete. They stand back to back, waiting. The footsteps stop, silence. Even the wind seems to hold its breath. Then a sound at the door, the handle turning, slow, testing. Lucy's heart slams against her ribs. The door does not open. The handle stops turning. Silence again. They wait, long minutes. The tension is a wire pulled tight, ready to snap. Finally, the footsteps resume, moving away, fading. Lucy releases her breath. Allie lowers his machete. They do not speak, do not need to. Whatever was out there is gone, for now, but it knows they are here, and it will come back. Chapter 5. The Cost of a Kiss. Morning comes slow through the warehouse windows. Gray light filtering through grime and broken glass. Lucy wakes stiff and cold. Her ankle is tender, but the swelling has gone down. Progress. Allie is already awake. He sits by the door, listening. When she moves, he turns. All quiet, he says. She nods, stands, stretches. Everything hurts. Muscles, joints, bones. This is normal now. Pain is the baseline. They gather their gear. The warehouse feels different in daylight, less threatening, just empty. Another corpse of the old world. Outside the street is clear. Puddles from overnight rain reflect the gray sky. They avoid them. No point getting their boots wet. We need to find a better spot, Allie says. Somewhere we can rest. Actually rest. Lucy agrees. The running, the constant moving, it wears you down, makes you sloppy. They head north. The buildings here are residential, apartment complexes. Most are partially collapsed, but one looks stable. 6 stories, brick facade, windows mostly intact. They enter through a side door. The lobby is small, mailboxes on one wall, all open, empty, stairs at the back. They climb to the 4th floor. Allie chooses a door at random. The lock is old but picks easy. The apartment inside is surprisingly intact. 2 rooms, kitchen, bathroom, furniture still in place. Someone lived here after Allie says. After the collapse, how can you tell? Candles on the table, burned down. Cans in the kitchen, opened, empty but not rusted. Recent. Year ago, maybe. Lucy checks the bedroom. The bed is made, blankets folded, a dresser with clothes still in the drawers, a photo on the nightstand. A woman, middle-aged, smiling. Lucy does not look at it long. The bathroom has a tub, dry. She checks the taps. Nothing, but the toilet tank has water. Dark. Stagnant. She shows Allie. We can boil it, he says. Better than nothing. They settle in. Allie starts a small fire in a metal trash can. Carefully, near the window for ventilation. They boil water. Let it cool. Drink it warm. It tastes like rust, but it is wet. Lucy sits on the floor, back against the wall, her ankle elevated. Allie checks it. The bruising is fading, yellow now instead of purple. Healing, he says. About time. They eat. Rations in one of the cans from the office building. Corn, old but edible. They split it. The sweetness is almost painful after days of salt and bland. Outside the sky darkens. Rain starts. Light at first, then heavy. It drums on the roof, streams down the windows. Lucy watches the rain. It is hypnotic. The rhythm, the way it makes everything blur. Allie moves to sit beside her. They watch the rain together, silent. After a while he speaks. What did you do? Before what? Everything. Lucy shrugs. Graphic design, websites, logos, corporate trash. Sounds boring. It was. Like, what about you, she asks. Military, infantry, 2 tours, then home, then this. She nods. The rain continues. You ever think about it, he says. Before, sometimes, less now. It hurts less if you do not. Allie considers this. Yeah, they sit. The rain is the only sound. Lucy feels the exhaustion in her bones, the deep kind, the kind that sleep does not fix. She looks at Allie, his profile against the window, the line of his jaw, the scar on his shoulder visible through his torn shirt. He looks tired, older than he is. She shifts closer, their shoulders touch, he does not move away. The warmth of him is surprising, real. In a world gone cold, she turns, he turns. Their eyes meet. Lucy, he starts. She kisses him, quick. Uncertain, her lips against his, he stiffens, then softens, kisses back. It lasts seconds. They pull apart. Lucy's heart races. What the hell is she doing? Sorry, she says. Do not be. They sit, not touching now. The space between them is charged. Awkward. Lucy stands. I should check the apartment. Make sure we are secure. Allie nods. Does not look at her. She moves through the rooms, checking locks, windows, but her mind is elsewhere. On the kiss, on the feeling of his lips, on the warmth that has nothing to do with fire. In the bedroom, she finds a closet, opens it. Something falls. Metal. Loud. Allie is there instantly. Machete drawn. It is a trap. Wire stretched across the closet door, connected to cans filled with nails. Set to fall. Make noise. Alert whoever lived here. But there is more. Allie looks inside. A bag, supplies, rope, batteries, dried food, and a gun. Small revolver, 3 bullets. He takes the gun, checks it, nods. Lucy looks at the trap. Someone was paranoid. Smart. They survived here for a while. Where are they now? Allie says. Gone. Like everyone, they take the supplies, reset the trap. It could still be useful. Night falls. They take shifts. Lucy first. She sits by the window, watches the street. The rain has stopped. Puddles shine like mirrors. She thinks about the kiss, about what it means, if it means anything. The world is ash and ruin. Maybe there's no room for this, for connection, for anything beyond survival. But the feeling lingers, the warmth. When Allie wakes her for his shift, she stands. They pass close. He touches her arm. Brief, gentle. Get some rest, he says. She lies down on the floor, her pack for a pillow. The concrete is hard, but she has slept on worse. Sleep comes, and with it dreams. Of rain, of warmth, of lips against hers, of a world that might still have room for something beyond hunger and fear. But in the dream something watches, from the shadows, from outside the windows, something that knows they are here, knows they are weak, knows they will have to leave. She wakes before dawn. Allie is asleep now, his breathing steady. Lucy moves to the window. The street is empty, gray light building, another day beginning. She touches her lips, remembers, then she sees movement. Across the street, a figure, watching the building, watching their window. She does not move, does not call out, just watches back. The figure stands there, motionless, then turns, walks away, disappears into the ruins. Lucy's hand finds her knife. They are not alone. They have never been alone. Chapter 6. Ghosts of the Old City. They leave the apartment at dawn. The street is empty, but Lucy cannot shake the feeling of being watched. The figure from the window. She tells Allie. He nods. Saw someone too, yesterday, when you were sleeping. Why didn't you say? What good would it do? We know we are not alone out here. Still, you should have said. He shrugs. I am saying now, they move west. The buildings here are older, pre-war. Stone and brick, built to last. Some have lasted, others have not. Allie stops, Points. There, a building set back from the street, steps leading up, columns, classical facade, museum maybe, or library. The entrance is chained, but the chain is rusted. Ali cuts it with his machete, the metal parts with a sound like a sigh. Inside is a vast hall, high ceiling. The floor is marble, cracked but intact. Display cases line the walls. Most are empty, glass shattered, contents long gone, but some remain. Lucy approaches one. Inside are objects from before. A phone, ancient rotary dial, a camera, film, a watch, stopped at 3:47 a.m. or p.m., impossible to say. Another case holds photographs, families smiling, children, a wedding, people dressed in clothes that look like costumes now, from another life, another world. Lucy stares at them. These people are gone, all of them. The children grown or not grown, the bride and groom separated by more than distance, by death, by time, by the collapse of everything. Ali moves deeper into the museum. His footsteps echo. Lucy follows. Her ankle is better, but she favors it still. They find a room dedicated to the city. Old maps, photographs of streets that no longer exist, not because they fell, because the vines took them. Nature erased them. In the center is a display, a memorial. Someone built it after. Names written on paper, taped to the walls, hundreds of names, thousands, people lost, people remembered. Lucy reads them. Sarah Chen, Marcus Rodriguez, the Anderson family, on and on. A litany of the gone. She sees a familiar name. Stops. Her heart stutters. Emma Reeves, her sister. She reaches out, touches the paper. The ink has run. Water damage, but the name is legible. Someone knew. Someone remembered. Lucy feels it rising. The grief. She thought she had buried it, thought the years had dulled it, but here it is, sharp as ever. Ali appears beside her desk. He does not speak, just stands there. Presence. She was 12, Lucy says. Her voice is strange, cracked. 12 when it happened. Ali nods. I am sorry. She died fast. That's what I tell myself. Fast. She did not suffer, but I do not know. I was not there. I left her. I left them all. You survived. That is what you did. Lucy turns. Her eyes are wet. I should have been there, should have protected her. Ali's hand finds her shoulder. You cannot protect anyone from the end of the world. No one could. She wants to believe this, wants to accept it, but the guilt is a stone in her chest, heavy, immovable. She pulls away, keeps moving, down another hall, away from the names, away from her sister's ghost. The next room holds artifacts, pre-collapse technology, a laptop, a tablet, a gaming console, all dead, all useless. Relics of a world that ran on electricity and connection. Lucy picks up the tablet. The screen is dark, cracked. She presses the power button. Nothing. Of course nothing. She sets it down, moves on. At the back of the museum is a stairwell, going down. Ali hesitates. What is down there, Lucy says. Let us find out. They descend. The stairs are stone, worn smooth by years of feet. The air grows colder, damper. They reach the bottom. A hallway. Storage, maybe. The doors are metal. Most are locked. One is open. Inside is an archive. Boxes stacked floor to ceiling. Lucy opens one. Papers, records, births, deaths, marriages. The bureaucracy of the old world. Another box holds photographs. Not displayed. Just stored. Lucy flips through them. Strangers. All gone. All forgotten. She closes the box. What is the point of keeping records when everyone is gone, when no one is left to remember? Ali finds something in the corner, a bag, hidden behind boxes. He opens it. Inside are supplies, water bottles, full, sealed, food, canned and dried, a first aid kit, antibiotics. Someone stashed this here, he says, recently. Lucy's hand goes to her knife. How recently? Weeks, maybe, sa. The water is clean, no algae. They take what they can carry, leave the rest. Whoever hid this might come back, might need it. But Lucy and Ali need it now. As they leave the archive, the building shudders. A deep groan. Structural. Something giving way. Move, Ali says. They run. Back down the hall, up the stairs. The groaning grows louder. Dust falls from the ceiling. The floor tilts, slight but noticeable. In the main hall, the display cases are sliding. Glass shatters. The memorial names flutter to the ground like snow. Lucy looks back, sees her sister's name falling, disappearing under rubble and dust. Lucy, come on. Ali pulls her. They sprint for the entrance. The building is collapsing. Not all of it, just the back. The archive, the storage, the foundation giving way. They burst through the entrance. Down the steps into the street. Behind them the museum groans, settles. A section of the roof caves in. The sound is immense, final. They stand there, breathing hard, watching. When the dust clears, the museum is broken, half standing, half fallen. The entrance remains, but the rest is rubble. Lucy thinks about the names, the memorial. Buried now. No one will see them. No one will remember. She reaches into her pocket, feels the silver bird pendant, her sister's necklace, the only thing she has left. We should go, Ali says. That noise will draw attention. She nods. They move, away from the museum, away from the ghosts. The street opens onto a small park. Trees, benches, a fountain dry and cracked. They sit, rest, drink water from the museum stash. Lucy stares at the pendant. The silver is tarnished, the bird worn smooth. She has carried it for 7 years, held it in her hand every day. A reminder, a burden. She should let it go, move on, but she cannot. Ali watches her. You okay? No, but I will be. He accepts this, nods. They sit. The sun breaks through the clouds, brief, warming. Lucy closes her eyes, lets the light touch her face. For a moment, the world is almost bearable, almost peaceful. Then the howling starts. Distant, multiple voices, the dogs that are not dogs, hunting. Ali stands. We need to move. Find shelter before dark. Lucy opens her eyes. The sun is gone. Clouds again, gray again. They gather their things, head east. The howling follows, getting closer. They walk faster. Lucy's ankle protests. She ignores it. Fear is a better painkiller than anything they could scavenge. The buildings rise around them. Empty windows. Watching. Always watching. Somewhere behind them something runs. Fast. Closing the distance. Ali sees it first. Movement. Shadow. Too large to be human. Too fast. Run, he says. They run. Chapter 7. The Traps We Set. 3 days later, they are in a different part of the city. Industrial. Warehouses and factories. Everything rusted and overgrown. The air tastes like metal and rain. Lucy's ankle is almost healed. She can run now without wanting to scream. Progress. Small, but enough. They have set traps. 5 of them, scattered across a half-mile radius. Snares, mostly. Simple but effective. Ali knows what he is doing. Military training, survival school. Lucy learns by watching. The first trap is empty. The second, the third has been triggered, but nothing caught. The wire is snapped, torn. Something strong pulled free. The fourth trap has a rat. Large, mutated. Its eyes are wrong, too many, but meat is meat. Ali unlives it, quick, clean. Wraps it in cloth. Lucy checks the 5th trap. She is not paying attention. Her head hurts. She drank something last night. Found a bottle of whiskey in an abandoned bar. Old, cheap, it burned going down, but she drank it anyway. All of it. Now she pays. Her head throbs. Her mouth tastes like ash. The sun is too bright. Everything is too loud. She kneels by the trap. Reaches for the wire. Does not see the second wire. The one stretched ankle height. She trips it. The sound is immediate. Cans attached to the wire. They clang together loud. Echoing through the warehouse district. She freezes. Ali's head whips around. What did you do? I did not see it. I am sorry. He runs to her, looks at the trap. It is not theirs. Someone else's. An alarm, meant to alert whoever set it. We need to go. Now, they grab their gear, start moving. Behind them, the howling begins. Multiple voices. The dogs. They heard the alarm. They are coming. Lucy runs, her hangover forgotten. Adrenaline burns it away. Her boots pound concrete. Ali is ahead, faster, stronger. The howling gets louder, closer. There, Ali points. A building, metal siding, loading dock. They sprint for it. Behind them, the pack appears, 6 of them, maybe 7. Hairless, muscle exposed, teeth too large for their mouths. They run on all 4s, but their legs are wrong, jointed in places that should not bend. Lucy and Ali reach the loading dock, climb up. The dogs are 20 feet behind. 15. Ali forces the door. It gives. They tumble inside. He slams it shut, throws the bolt. The dogs hit the door. The impact shakes the frame. They snarl, scratch. The sound of claws on metal. Lucy leans against the wall. Her chest heaves. Her heart hammers. That was close, too close. Allie checks the door. It will hold. For now. They are in another warehouse. This one is full. Shelves stacked with boxes, crates, equipment, abandoned inventory from the old world. The dogs continue their assault. The door shutters, but it holds. Lucy slides down the wall, sits. Her hands shake. The adrenaline is fading, leaving her hollow. That was stupid, she says. I was stupid. Allie does not argue, just nods. The hangover rushes back. Her head throbs worse than before. She presses her palms to her eyes, sees stars. You need to be more careful, Allie says. We cannot afford mistakes. I know. Do you? Because this is twice now. The trap in the office building. Now this. Lucy looks up. Her eyes are hard. I said I know. They stare at each other. The tension is a wire pulled tight. Something broke last night when she drank. Something between them. The kiss, the closeness. She pushed it away with whiskey, and now there is only distance. Allie turns away, starts searching the warehouse. Lucy stays on the floor, angry, at herself, at him, at everything. After a while the dogs leave. The scratching stops. The warehouse is silent. Lucy stands. Her legs are unsteady. She follows Allie deeper into the building. He has found supplies, tools, rope, a can of gasoline, half full. He has also found something else, a map taped to a wall, hand-drawn, crude but detailed. It shows the city, or parts of it, with markings, X's and circles, notes in the margins, safe zone here, scavenger territory here, mutated nests here, and in the corner. A single word, sanctuary, with an arrow pointing north. Allie studies it. Lucy looks over his shoulder. You think it is real, she says. Maybe, maybe not. We should check it out. He nods. But not today. We need to rest. You need to sober up. I am sober. He looks at her, says nothing. The look is enough. Lucy turns away, angry again. But he is right. She knows he is right. They set up camp in the warehouse, away from the door, away from the windows. Allie starts a small fire, cooks the rat. The smell is rank, but Lucy's stomach growls. They eat in silence. The meat is tough, greasy. Lucy forces it down. After they eat, Allie speaks. That map. The sanctuary. We go there. But we do it smart. Plan it, gather supplies, make sure we can make the trip. Lucy nods, and no more drinking. She looks at him. He is serious, his jaw set, his eyes hard. It helps, she says, with the memories, with everything. It makes you sloppy. Sloppy gets you gone. She wants to argue, wants to push back, but she cannot. He is right. Again, fine, she says. No more drinking. Good. They sit. The fire burns low. Outside the night is coming. The sky darkens. Soon the hunters will wake. The things that own the night. Lucy thinks about the map, the sanctuary. Hope is dangerous. It makes you weak. It makes you believe. But she wants to believe. Wants something to aim for beyond survival. Ollie lies down, his back to the fire. He is asleep in minutes. The exhaustion of constant vigilance finally catching up. Lucy takes first watch. She sits by the fire, feeding it scraps of wood, keeping it small, just enough for warmth and light. Her head still throbs, but the pain is manageable now. Familiar. She has had worse. She thinks about the dogs, how close they came, how fast. If Allie had not been there, if she had been alone, she would be gone. Simple as that. The fire pops. Embers rise, dance, disappear into darkness. Lucy wraps her arms around her knees, rocks slightly, an old comfort, from childhood, from before. Outside, something howls, distant, lonely, or maybe hunting. Hard to tell the difference. She grips her knife, keeps watch, waits for dawn. Hours pass. The fire dies to coals. Lucy does not add more wood. Too risky. Light attracts, always. When Allie wakes, she is still sitting, still watching. He touches her shoulder. Get some rest. She lies down. The concrete is cold. She does not care. Sleep takes her fast. And in her dreams the dogs chase her, their mouths too full of teeth, their legs bending wrong. She runs, but the ground gives way. She falls. They catch her. She wakes gasping. Allie is there. It is okay, just a dream. Lucy nods, but it is not okay. Nothing is okay. Nothing has been okay for 7 years. She closes her eyes, tries again. Sleep comes. Fitful. Broken. But it comes. Chapter 8. Cracks in the Alliance. Morning comes with rain. Heavy. The warehouse roof leaks in places, water pools on the concrete. Lucy wakes to the sound of it, rhythmic, almost soothing. Ali is already up. He has the map spread on a crate, studying it, planning. Lucy approaches. Her body aches. Everything is stiff. She needs to move, to stretch. But first she needs to see what he is thinking. The sanctuary is here, he says, pointing. North, maybe 40 miles. Through territory we do not know. 40 miles, on foot. Through ruins and scavenger territory and mutated nests. We could make it in a week, Ali says. If we are careful, and if we are not careful, he looks at her, then we do not make it. Lucy studies the map. The route is marked in red pen. Whoever drew this knew the city, knew the dangers. Who made this, she asks. Does not matter. They are probably gone. She wants to argue but does not. He is right. Again, always right. They spend the day planning, inventory. They have enough food for maybe 4 days. Water for 3. Ammunition is limited. 12 rounds for the revolver. Ali's machete, Lucy's knife. Not much against whatever they will face. We need more supplies, Ali says. Where everything is picked clean. Not everything. There are places people avoided. Too dangerous, too contaminated. But that means supplies might still be there. Lucy considers this. You are talking about the industrial zone, the chemical plants. Ali nods. That is insane. The air alone could end us. He meets her eyes. We need antibiotics, medicine, anything we can trade or use. The sanctuary will not just let us in. We need something to offer. And you think we will find that in a toxic waste zone. I think we do not have a choice. Lucy turns away. Her anger rises. Fast. Hot. You always do this. Do what? Make decisions without asking. Like you are in charge. I am trying to keep us alive by risking our lives. That is what survival is. You know this. She whirls on him. Do not talk to me like I am stupid. I have survived just as long as you, without military training, without a team, just me. Ali's jaw tightens. I know what you have done. I am not questioning that. Then what are you questioning? Your judgment. Lately it has been lacking. The words hit like a slap. Lucy's hands curl into fists. My judgment, says the man who wants to walk into a chemical plant. We need supplies. We need to not die from poisoned air. They stare at each other. The space between them is charged. All the tension from the past days coalescing into this moment. Ali speaks first. His voice is controlled, even. If you have a better idea, I am listening. Lucy opens her mouth, closes it. She does not have a better idea. That is the problem. She turns away. The rain continues. The sound fills the silence between them. After a long moment, Ali speaks. I am not trying to control you. I am trying to get us both to somewhere safe. That is all. Lucy does not respond. She stares at a puddle forming on the floor, watches the ripples. There is a radio signal, Ali says. I picked it up last night while you were sleeping. Repeating. Coming from the north. What does it say? It is garbled, but I heard the word sanctuary and coordinates. He pulls out a small radio, battery-powered, he turns it on. Static. Then a voice. Broken. Cutting in and out, seeking refuge, coordinates as follows. Sanctuary established, limited resources, screening required. The signal fades. Static returns. Lucy looks at Ali. That could be anything. A trap, an old recording. Could be, but it matches the map. She wants to dismiss it, wants to say no. But the voice on the radio, the word sanctuary, it pulls at something inside her. Hope. Dangerous. Seductive. Fine, she says. We go. But we do it my way sometimes, too. Not just yours. Ali nods. Agreed. The tension eases. Slightly. But the crack remains. The distance. The kiss 3 days ago feels like a lifetime now. They spend the rest of the day preparing, checking gear, planning routes. The rain does not stop. The warehouse grows cold, damp. That night, they set up camp near the center of the building, as far from the doors and windows as possible. Ali makes a small fire. They heat water, drink it warm. Lucy watches the flames. I am sorry, she says. About earlier. About what I said. Ali looks at her. You were right. I do make decisions without asking. Force of habit. That does not make it okay. No. No. But I will try to be better. She nods. Me too. They sit in silence. The fire crackles. Outside the rain continues its endless drumming. Lucy thinks about the sanctuary, about what it might be. Walls, safety, other people. The idea is almost unimaginable. 7 years of survival, of running, of fear. Could it really end? Or would it just be another disappointment? Another false hope. She looks at Ali. His face is shadowed, tired. She wonders what he is thinking. If he doubts too. If he is scared. She wants to ask, wants to bridge the gap between them. But the words will not come. Instead, she lies down, pulls her jacket tight. The concrete is cold, but she is used to it. Ali takes first watch. He sits with his back against a crate, the radio in his lap, checking the signal every few minutes. Lucy closes her eyes. Sleep does not come easy. Her mind races. The chemical plant, the sanctuary, the radio signal. Ali, the kiss, the argument, everything tangled together. Finally, exhaustion wins. She drifts. Dreams come, fractured, strange. She is walking through a city made of glass. Everything is transparent. She can see through the buildings, through the ground, through herself. Ali is there, but he is far away. Getting farther, she calls to him, but no sound comes out. She wakes to his hand on her shoulder. Your turn. She sits up, groggy, disoriented. Ali lies down where she was, asleep almost instantly. Lucy takes the radio, turns the volume low. The static is constant. Occasionally the voice breaks through. Sanctuary, coordinates, screening. She wonders what screening means, what they will have to prove, what they will have to trade. She thinks about Emma, her sister, 12 years old forever. Would the sanctuary have saved her? Would walls and weapons and other people have made a difference? Lucy does not know, will never know. She touches the bird pendant, feels the worn silver, the weight of memory. Outside the rain stops. The silence is sudden, jarring. Lucy strains to hear, listens for footsteps, for breathing, for anything. The night stretches, long, dark. Lucy keeps watch, keeps listening, and somewhere to the north the sanctuary waits. If it exists, if it is real, if they can reach it. If, so many ifs. Chapter 9, The Lure of Hope. They leave the warehouse at dawn. The rain has stopped, but everything is wet. Puddles reflect the gray sky. The air smells like rust and mildew. They head north. Following the map, the route takes them through residential streets, apartment buildings, houses with collapsed roofs, yards gone to jungle. Lucy's ankle holds. No pain. It is fully healed now. She moves easier, faster. But the exhaustion remains, the deep kind. The kind that sleep cannot fix. Ali leads. He checks the radio every hour. The signal is stronger now, clearer. They're getting closer to the source. By midday, they reach a flooded section. The street is submerged under 2 feet of water. Debris floats on the surface. Shopping carts, tires, unidentifiable shapes. We go around, Ali says. How far? Mile, maybe 2. Lucy looks at the water. Something moves beneath the surface, ripples spreading. She does not want to know what. They go around. The detour takes them through a neighborhood Lucy does not recognize. The houses here are larger, expensive once. Now they are tombs, silent, empty. The doors hang open, inviting. They do not enter. Nothing good waits in those houses, just ghosts and rot. The sun breaks through the clouds. Brief. Lucy feels the warmth on her face. She tilts her head back, closes her eyes. For a moment she can pretend that the world is not ash, that tomorrow might be better than today. The moment passes, the clouds return, the gray settles back in. They reach the flooded street on the other side. The water has receded here, just inches deep. They wade through. The cold soaks into their boots. Lucy's feet are numb within minutes. On the far side they stop, rest. Ali checks the radio again. The signal is loud now. Clear. The voice is female. Young. She repeats the same message. If you are hearing this, you are close. The sanctuary is located at the following coordinates. We have limited resources, but we welcome those who can contribute. Screening is mandatory. Violence will not be tolerated. Please approach from the east. The coordinates are static. The message loops. Begins again. Ali writes down the coordinates, compares them to the map. We are close. Another 5 miles. Lucy feels something stir. Excitement, fear, hope, all tangled together. 5 miles. That is nothing. They could be there by nightfall. We should be careful, Ali says. If this is real, others will be going there too. Competition, desperation, she nods. He is right. As always, they continue. The landscape changes, more industrial, warehouses, factories, everything quiet, too quiet. Lucy's hand stays on her knife. Her senses are heightened. Every sound, every movement, the back of her neck prickles. Ali stops, holds up his hand. Listen. Lucy strains, hears nothing at first. Then, faint. A generator, the steady hum of machinery. Someone has power, Ali says. The sanctuary, maybe. They move toward the sound, careful, using cover, building to building. They crest a rise, and there it is, a compound, walls made of shipping containers. 12 feet high, reinforced, guard towers at each corner. Inside the walls, Lucy can see buildings, smoke rising from chimneys, people moving, alive, the sanctuary. It is real. Lucy feels tears prick her eyes. She blinks them away. This is not the time. Ali studies the compound through a gap in a wall. The main gate is on the east side, just like the message said, but it is closed, guarded. 2 people with rifles. We should approach, Ali says. Try to get in. Now, why not? Lucy looks at the compound, at the walls, at the guards. Something feels wrong. She cannot name it. Just a feeling, an instinct. We should watch first, she says. See who comes and goes. See how they treat people. Ali considers, nods. Good idea. They find a spot, an abandoned building with a view of the gate. They settle in. Watch. Hours pass. No one comes. No one goes. The guards stand, motionless, patient. The sun moves across the sky. Afternoon becomes evening. Still nothing. Maybe no one else knows about this, Ali says. Or maybe they do and they are watching too. As darkness falls, lights come on inside the compound. Electric lights. Actual electricity. Lucy cannot remember the last time she saw electric lights. The generator hum grows louder. Someone is running lights and heat and probably more. The sanctuary has resources. Real resources. Lucy's stomach growls. When did she last eat? Morning. A can of something. She does not remember what. We need food, she says. Tomorrow. Tonight we watch. She wants to argue but does not. He is right. Again. Night comes. The compound glows. A beacon in the darkness. Lucy and Ali take shifts. She sleeps first. Fitful. The light from the compound filters through the building. Makes shadows dance on the walls. When Ali wakes her, it is deep night. The compound is quieter now. Fewer lights. The guards have changed. Different people. Same rifles. Lucy watches. Her mind races. What happens when they approach? Will they be turned away? Will they be let in? Will they have to prove something? Give something? Ali said they need to offer something, but they have so little. Some supplies, some skills. Is it enough? Dawn comes. Gray. Cold. The compound wakes. More people moving now. Maybe 40, 50. Hard to count from this distance. Ali is awake now. They eat a can of beans cold. They drink water. It tastes like rust. We go now, Ali says. Lucy nods. Her heart pounds. This is it. 7 years of running, of surviving. Maybe it ends here. Maybe they find somewhere to stop. They approach the gate, walking, hands visible, no weapons drawn. The guards see them coming. Raise their rifles. Not aimed, just ready. Stop there. One calls. That is close enough. Ali stops, Lucy beside him. They are 20 feet from the gate. We heard your broadcast. Ali says, we want to enter. The guards exchange a look. One speaks into a radio, waits. After a moment he lowers it. Wait there. They wait, long minutes. Lucy's nerves are wire tight. She can see inside the compound now. Buildings, people, gardens, actual growing food. It is real, all of it. The gate opens, not fully, just enough for a person. A woman emerges, older, 50 maybe. She wears clean clothes, actual clean clothes. Her hair is tied back. She looks healthy, fed. She approaches. The guards stay ready. I am Maya, she says, resource coordinator. You want to enter the sanctuary? Yes, Ali says. Maya looks them over, assessing. What do you bring? Supplies, Ali says. Skills. We can work, contribute. Everyone says that. What makes you different? Lucy speaks. We have survived 7 years. Alone. We know the city, the territories, the dangers. We can scout, hunt, defend. Maya considers. Where are you from? Everywhere. Nowhere. We move. Why come here now? Lucy looks at Ali. Back to Maya. Because we are tired. Tired of running, tired of surviving, we want to stop. Maya's expression softens slightly, I understand, but sanctuary is not free. We screen everyone. Make sure you are not a threat. Make sure you are worth the resources you will consume. What does screening involve? Ali asks questions. Examination, a trial, to prove you can contribute. What kind of trial? Maya smiles. Not the friendly kind. Follow me. She turns, walks back toward the gate. Ali and Lucy exchange a look. This is it. They follow. The guards watch, rifles ready. They pass through the gate into the compound, into the sanctuary. The gate closes behind them with a sound like thunder. Chapter 10. Blood on the Asphalt. The sanctuary is not what Lucy imagined. Inside the walls is order, structure, but also tension. The people watch them with hard eyes, suspicious, territorial. Maya leads them through the compound, past gardens where people work, past buildings converted to housing, past a central area where a fire burns in a barrel. People gather there, warming hands, talking in low voices. They stop at a building. Small, brick. Maya opens the door. Inside is a single room. 2 cots, a table, a bucket in the corner. You stay here, Maya says. Do not leave without permission. Meals are brought twice a day. Screening begins tomorrow. What happens if we fail? Ali asks. You leave. Simple. And if we try to leave before screening, the guards will stop you. Also simple. She exits. The door closes. Lucy hears a lock engage. They are prisoners. Lucy sits on one of the cots. It is rough but better than concrete. She looks at Ali. He is staring at the door. His jaw tight. We walked right in, she says. We had to. This is the only option, is it? Or did we just trade one prison for another? Ali sits on the other cot. Time will tell. They wait. Hours pass. No one comes. Lucy explores the room. There is nothing. No windows, no weapons, just the cots and table and bucket. Eventually the door opens. A young man enters. He carries a tray. On it are bowls, soup maybe, bread, actual bread. He sets the tray on the table, does not speak. Leaves. The door locks again. Lucy approaches the tray. The soup smells incredible. Real vegetables. Meat. The bread is warm. She looks at Ali. Could be drugged. Could be. But we need to eat. They eat. Slowly. Testing. If it is drugged, they will find out soon. But the food is good. Real. Lucy cannot remember the last time she tasted bread. They finish. The tray sits empty. Lucy's stomach is full for the first time in weeks. The feeling is strange. Almost uncomfortable. Night comes. They take shifts. Lucy first. She sits on her cot, listening. The compound is quiet. Occasional footsteps outside. Voices, but distant, muffled. When Ali wakes her, the room is pitch dark. No windows, no light, just blackness. Lucy lies down. Sleep comes fast. She dreams of walls, of gates that do not open, of guards with rifles, of cots that become cages. She wakes to shouting. Outside. Close. Ali is already up, alert. What is it, she says. He presses his ear to the door. Listens. I cannot tell. The shouting continues. Then gunfire. 3 shots. Rapid. The sound echoes through the compound. Lucy grabs her knife. Ali has nothing. They took his machete when they entered. Searched them. Took everything except their clothes. The door unlocks, swings open. Maya stands there. Her face is hard. Come with me. Now. What is happening? Lucy says. Attack. Scavengers. Everyone who can fight is fighting. She turns, runs. Ali and Lucy follow. Out into the compound. It is chaos. People running, shouting, gunfire from the walls. The main gate is breached. Scavengers pour through. Lucy counts 6, 8, more. They carry crude weapons, pipes, machetes. 2 have guns. The sanctuary people fight back, but they are scattered, disorganized. They were not ready. Ali spots a body, one of the guards. Gone. He takes the rifle, checks it. 5 rounds. Lucy finds a pipe, heavy, metal. She grips it tight. They move toward the gate, toward the breach. A scavenger appears, wild-eyed, scarred face. He swings at Lucy. She ducks, brings the pipe up, connects with his jaw. He drops. Ali fires, drops another scavenger. 4 rounds left. More pour through. They are organized. Focused. This is not random. This is planned. Lucy sees Maya. She is fighting, a knife in her hand. She is good, fast. But there are too many. Lucy moves to help, swings the pipe, connects with the scavenger's arm. He screams, drops his weapon. She swings again. He goes down. Allie is beside her. They fight back to back. The scavengers close in. Lucy's arms burn. The pipe is heavy. Each swing takes effort. A scavenger lunges at Allie. Knife in hand, Allie blocks with the rifle. The blade skitters off metal. But another comes from the side. The knife finds flesh. Allie's side. Just above his hip, he grunts, stumbles back. Lucy screams, swings the pipe, connects with the scavenger's head. He drops. But the damage is done. Red spreads across Allie's shirt. Dark, wet. We need to go, Lucy says. Allie presses his hand to the wound. His face is pale. Where? The gate is blocked. She looks around, spots a gap in the shipping container walls where two containers meet. A space. Narrow, maybe wide enough. There. They run. Ollie's slower now, limping. His hand pressed to his side. Lucy grabs his other arm, pulls him forward. Behind them, the fighting continues. More scavengers pouring in. The sanctuary is being overrun. There are too many, too organized. Lucy reaches the gap, squeezes through. Her pack catches. She struggles. Allie pushes her. She pops through, turns, reaches back for him. Allie wedges himself into the gap. His shoulders scrape metal. He gasps. The pressure on his wound. Lucy grabs his arms, pulls. He slides through. They tumble onto the ground outside the walls. Behind them, screams, gunfire, the sounds of things breaking, lives ending. Run, Allie says. His voice is tight with pain. They run, into the dark, into the unknown. Behind them, the sounds of fighting continue. The sanctuary is falling, or surviving. Impossible to know. They run for blocks. Lucy supports Allie, his weight against her shoulder. His breathing is ragged, wet. The wound is bad, maybe worse than bad. Finally, Allie slows, stops. They are in an alley. Dark, narrow. He leans against a wall. His legs give out. He slides down, sits. Lucy kneels beside him. Let me see. He moves his hand. The wound is deep. The blade went in, maybe 4 inches. The red keeps coming. Too much, too fast. Lucy pulls off her jacket, presses it to the wound. Allie hisses through his teeth. That was close, she says. Too close. Do you think they will survive? The sanctuary. Allie shakes his head. His eyes are distant, unfocused. I do not know. Lucy presses harder on the wound. The jacket is already soaked. We need to move. Find somewhere to treat this properly. Just give me a minute. They wait. The sounds of fighting are distant now, fading, or maybe they are just too far to hear. After a long time, Allie tries to stand. Lucy helps him. He sways, steadies himself against the wall. Okay, I am okay. He is not okay. But they have to move. They stumble through the ruins. Slow. Ollie's arm over Lucy's shoulders. His weight heavy. Every few steps he falters. Lucy holds him up, keeps him moving. They find a building. Partially collapsed, but the ground floor is intact. They enter. Find a corner. Allie collapses. His breathing is shallow, fast. Lucy examines the wound again. It needs to be cleaned, stitched. She has nothing, no supplies, no medicine. The sanctuary was supposed to be the answer. Now they have nothing. She tears strips from her shirt, packs the wound, wraps it tight. It is crude, but better than nothing. Ollie's eyes are closed, his face gray. Lucy touches his forehead. Hot. Too hot. Fever is starting already. Stay with me, she says. Do not go. His eyes open. Meet hers. I am not going anywhere, but his voice is weak, unconvincing. Lucy sits beside him, her hand on his, the weight of what just happened settling over them. The sanctuary was real, but it was not safe. Nothing is safe. Nowhere is safe. She thinks about the fighting, about Maya with her knife, about the people who welcomed them, who fed them, who might be gone now. The guilt gnaws at her. They ran, while others fought, while people with names and lives fought. We did what we had to, she says, out loud, trying to convince herself. We survived. Allie's hand squeezes hers. Weak. That is all we can do. Lucy wants to believe this, wants it to be enough. But tonight, it feels hollow. They sit in the dark. Allie's breathing fills the silence. Ragged. Pained. Lucy counts each breath, makes sure the next one comes. Hours pass. The night deepens. Lucy does not sleep. Cannot sleep. She keeps pressure on Ollie's wound, checks his fever, watches his face for signs he is slipping away. He does not slip. He holds on. Stubborn. That is Ollie. Too stubborn to quit. Dawn comes slow, Gray light filtering through gaps in the walls. Lucy examines the wound again. The bleeding has slowed. Not stopped, but slower. The makeshift bandage is holding. Ali opens his eyes. How bad, bad. But you are still here. He tries to smile. Fails. Yeah, still here. They need to move. Need to find water, medicine, something to fight the infection that is coming, because infection always comes. But Ali cannot move. Not yet. Maybe not for days. Lucy looks around the building. There is nothing, just concrete and rubble and the bones of what was. She stands. I'm going to look around. Find supplies. You stay here. Ali nods. Does not argue. That worries her more than anything. Ali always argues. Lucy moves through the building, room to room, finding nothing. Everything has been picked clean, stripped. The city is a corpse and all the meat is gone. She returns to Ali. Nothing. We have nothing. He looks at her. His eyes are clear despite the fever. We have each other. Lucy sits beside him. Yeah, we have that. Outside the city wakes. Birds, wind, the sounds of a world that continues despite everything, despite pain and fever and wounds that might not heal. Lucy takes Ali's hand, holds it. His skin is hot, dry, the fever climbing. She thinks about the sanctuary, about the radio message, about hope and how it leads you into traps. But what else is there? Without hope, what is left? Just survival, day by day, breath by breath. Lucy watches Ali, his chest rising and falling, each breath a small victory, a small defiance against the world that wants them gone. She will keep him alive, whatever it takes. They will survive this. They will move north. They will keep looking, because that is what they do. They survive. The morning stretches, long, gray. Lucy keeps watch, keeps vigil, keeps counting breaths, and somewhere out there the city waits, patient, hungry, ready for the next mistake, the next moment of weakness. But not today. Today they hold on. Today they survive. That is enough. For now, that is enough. Chapter 11, Whispers of Betrayal. The library smells like wet paper and time. Ali leans against a shelf, and the wound in his side pulls tight. Lucy watches him press his hand there. The fabric darkens. You're bleeding through again. He looks at his palm. Just seepage. I'm fine. She doesn't believe him, but she doesn't argue. They move through the stacks, and their footsteps raise dust that hangs in the air like smoke. The windows are broken, and vines grow through them. Green fingers reaching for books nobody reads anymore. Lucy finds a section that still has a roof. She drops her pack, and Ali sits down slow. His face goes white around the edges. Let me see it. He lifts his shirt. The bandage is red at the center. She peels it back, and the wound weeps clear fluid mixed with something darker. The edges are hot to touch. It's getting worse. Ali pulls the shirt down. We need antibiotics. Real ones. They have water and 3 cans of food and a box of ammunition with 6 rounds. They have 2 knives, and Ali's machete and Lucy's club. They have a lighter with fluid running low. They do not have medicine. Lucy walks the aisles while Ali rests. She finds a journal wedged between fallen books. The cover is warped from moisture. Inside the pages curl and the ink runs, but she can read most of it. Someone lived here. Maybe months, maybe longer. They wrote about traps and water sources and a group that moved through in winter. They wrote about trust and how it breaks. She reads one passage twice. They followed me. I know they did. Someone told them where to look. Someone who knew my roots. The one who smiles isn't the one who cares. Watch the quiet one. Lucy closes the journal. She looks back toward where Ali sits with his eyes closed and his breathing shallow. The quiet one. She thinks about the ambush 3 days ago. How the rival group knew exactly where their camp was. How they came at dawn when the light was worst for seeing. How they knew. The thought sits in her chest like cold water. Ali opens his eyes. Find anything? Just old books. She doesn't show him the journal. She puts it in her pack under the spare clothes where he won't see it. The library creaks around them. Somewhere above a board snaps and falls, and they both freeze. We should move. Ali tries to stand and his leg buckles. Lucy catches him and feels how much heat comes off his skin. Fever starting. You can't move like this. I can move. But he sits back down, and this time he doesn't argue. Lucy checks the windows. The street outside grows dark. Shadows pool in doorways and between broken cars. She sees movement 2 blocks down, figures walking slow and searching. They're close. Ali works himself upright using the shelf. We go through the back. Out the service entrance, Lucy helps him walk. His weight presses heavy on her shoulder. They move through narrow halls where books are stacked to the ceiling. Past bathrooms with broken mirrors. Past offices with papers scattered like leaves. The service door opens onto an alley choked with trash and growth. They step out and the evening air hits them, warm and thick and smelling like rot. Which way? Ali points left. There's a sewer access 2 blocks that direction. We can lose them underground. Lucy doesn't want to go underground. The sewers are dark and tight and full of things that move in the wet. But the figures on the street are closer now. She hears voices calling to each other, coordinated, hunting. They stumble down the alley, and Ali's breathing goes rough. His hand stays pressed to his side, and fluid runs between his fingers. Not much, just enough to mark their trail. Lucy sees the access point, a metal grate set in concrete. Ali kneels and hooks his fingers through and pulls. The grate doesn't move, rusted shut or blocked from below. Help me. She grabs the bars and they pull together. Metal groans. Her hands slip. Ali's face goes gray, but he keeps pulling, and finally the grate shifts, lifts, opens. The hole beneath smells like waste and standing water. A ladder descends into black. Ali goes first. He climbs down slow and his boots scrape on metal rungs. Lucy follows and pulls the grate closed above them. Darkness drops like a curtain. They stand in ankle-deep water that moves sluggish around their legs. Ali clicks on the flashlight and the beam cuts thin through the dark. The tunnel stretches both directions, curved walls slick with moisture, things growing in patches that glow faint green. Ali sways. Lucy catches his arm. Which way? He shines the light left. That direction leads toward the old hospital district. Maybe supplies there. Maybe. They walk through the water and it splashes with each step. The sound echoes strange in the confined space. Lucy keeps one hand on the wall. The concrete is cold and wet, and something moves under her palm. She jerks back, just moss. They walk and Ali slows with each step. The flashlight beam dips and rises with his breathing. Lucy takes it from him. She leads and he follows with one hand on her shoulder. His grip tightens when the pain spikes. The tunnel branches. Lucy stops and shines the light both ways. The passages look identical, water flowing from darkness into darkness. Ali, which way? He doesn't answer. She turns, and he's leaning against the wall with his eyes closed. The fever has him now. She can see it in the way he holds himself, the way his skin shines with sweat that isn't just from the heat. She chooses right, because right feels less wrong than left. They walk, and the tunnel narrows. She has to duck in places where pipes cross overhead. Water drips constant from above. Each drop a small percussion against the larger silence. Something moves ahead. Lucy stops and kills the light. In the dark, she hears splashing. Multiple sources coming closer. She pulls Ali into a side passage barely wide enough for one. They press against the wall, and she holds her breath and listens. The splashing grows louder. Footsteps in water. She counts 3 separate rhythms, maybe 4. A light sweeps past their hiding spot. Handheld. Searching. A voice echoes down the tunnel. You see them? Another voice answers. No, but they came this way. I saw them go down. Check the branches. They can't have gone far. The lights move away. Lucy waits until the footsteps fade before she turns the flashlight back on. Ali slides down the wall and sits in the water. His head drops forward. Can't stay here. I know. She helps him stand again. They move deeper into the tunnels. Away from the voices. Away from the light. The water rises to their knees in places. Lucy's legs ache from pushing through it. They find a dry platform where maintenance workers must have stood years ago. Ali collapses onto it and doesn't get up. Lucy sits beside him and turns off the light to save the battery. In the darkness, she listens to his breathing. It comes fast and shallow, the fever burning through him. She thinks about the journal, about trust and how it breaks, about the quiet one. She reaches out and finds his hand in the dark. His fingers are hot and dry. Ali, did you tell anyone about the camp? His voice comes slow. What? Before the ambush. Did you tell anyone where we were staying? No. Why would I? She wants to believe him. She wants to trust that the suspicion growing in her is just fear talking, just paranoia from too many losses, but the journal's words circle in her mind and she can't make them stop. Someone new. Lucy. He squeezes her hand, his grip weak. Someone always knows. That's how it works now. You leave traces. They follow. It's not conspiracy. It's just survival. She doesn't answer. She sits in the dark with his burning hand in hers and listens to water drip and echo and the distant sound of something moving through passages they can't see. Above them, the city breathes and shifts. Below them, the tunnels wait. The fever will peak tonight or tomorrow. She knows this, and when it does, Ali will either break it or burn. Chapter 12. The Weight of Silence. They sit in the dark for hours, maybe longer. Time moves different underground. Lucy counts Ali's breaths to keep herself awake. 20 to the minute, then 22, then 18. When his breathing drops to 16, she turns the flashlight back on. His face is slack, eyes half open and seeing nothing. Ali, no response. She shakes him and his head lolls. The fever has him deep now. She checks the wound and infection spreads from the center in red fingers reaching under his skin. The heat coming off it could warm her hands. She needs antibiotics. Real ones. The kind that come in bottles with labels and expiration dates printed clear. The kind nobody has. Lucy leaves Ali on the platform with the flashlight beside him, and she moves back through the tunnel. The water is cold around her knees. She follows the main passage until she finds a junction with markings scratched into the wall. Arrows and symbols that might mean something to someone who knows the code. She climbs a ladder and pushes against a grate that gives with less resistance than the last one. Opens onto a basement flooded with 3 inches of standing water. She pulls herself up and closes the grate behind her. The basement belongs to what used to be a pharmacy. She sees shelves stripped bare and containers broken open. Someone already searched here. But people miss things. They always miss things when they're desperate. Lucy works through the space methodically, behind counters, under shelves, in ceiling tiles that sag but haven't fallen yet. She finds a bottle of aspirin with 8 pills left, a tube of antibiotic cream, a box of bandages. Not enough. None of it enough. She keeps searching. There's a storage room in back with a door that hangs crooked on broken hinges. Inside the shelves are empty, but she notices scratch marks on the floor. Something heavy dragged recently. She follows the marks to a wall that doesn't quite match the others. Newer drywall over old. She kicks it and her boot goes through. 3 more kicks and she's opened a hole big enough to reach through. Inside she finds a cache. Medicine bottles stacked neat on hidden shelves. Antibiotics, pain medication, antiseptics. Someone's private store. Someone who planned to come back. Lucy fills her pack with bottles. She takes the antibiotics first, then the antiseptics, then whatever else will fit. The pack bulges and pulls heavy on her shoulders, but she doesn't care. This is how Ali lives. This is how they both keep going. She's almost back to the grate when she hears the door above open. Footsteps on stairs. She kills her light and presses flat against the wall in darkness. 2 people descend. Their lights sweep the space. A man's voice speaks first. I told you someone broke through the wall. A woman answers. Could have been weeks ago. The man walks to the storage room. Lucy hears him curse. They took everything, all of it. The woman joins him. We should have checked sooner. Doesn't matter. It's gone now. They search the basement for another 10 minutes. Lucy stays frozen in shadow and tries not to breathe loud. Her leg cramps from holding still, but she doesn't move. The pack digs into her spine. Finally, they leave. The door closes above and Lucy counts to 100 before she moves. She goes back to the grate and drops through into the tunnel. Pulls it closed. Wades through water back to where Allie waits. He's sitting up when she returns. The flashlight throws his shadow huge against the curved wall. His eyes focus on her and something like relief crosses his face. Thought you left? Not yet. She opens the pack and shows him the bottles. His expression doesn't change, but his shoulders drop and she realizes how much tension he was holding. How did you find them? Got lucky. She doesn't tell him about the hidden cache or the people who came looking. She cleans the wound with antiseptic and he grits his teeth and doesn't make a sound. She bandages it fresh and gives him 3 antibiotic pills with water from her canteen. Take all of them. He swallows the pills. They sit together and Lucy eats half a can of food and gives him the rest. He manages a few bites before he has to stop. His stomach can't hold much with the fever. We need to move soon. Find somewhere safer. Not tonight. You need the medicine to work first. Allie leans back against the wall. The flashlight battery is dying. The beam fades to yellow. Lucy switches it off to conserve what's left. They sit in darkness and listen to water move through the tunnels. Somewhere distant, something large splashes and goes still. Lucy thinks about the people who came looking for their cache. How quickly they moved when they realized it was gone, how careful they were in their search. Territorial, protective. These tunnels belong to someone, and she doesn't know who. She checks Allie's forehead. Still hot, but maybe not worse. The antibiotics need time. She wonders if she should have left some of the medicine behind, wondered if taking it all marks them as targets now. But survival doesn't trade in courtesy. You take what you can and deal with the consequences after. A sound echoes down the passage. Metallic. Deliberate. Lucy's hand goes to her knife. Allie hears it too. He shifts and reaches for his own blade, but the movement is slow, weakened. The sound comes again, closer. Someone dragging something heavy through water. Lucy helps Allie stand, and they move down a side tunnel, narrow and low. She has to crouch. Allie's head scrapes the ceiling. They find a recess where pipes bundle together. They squeeze behind them, and Lucy kills the flashlight completely. Darkness wraps them, and she can't see her hand in front of her face. The dragging sound passes their hiding spot. Whatever moves through the water is large and methodical. She hears breathing. Labored. Human or human adjacent. It stops, and she stops breathing with it. A voice calls out, echoing strange in the confined space. I know someone's here. I heard you moving. Silence. Just water dripping and that distant breathing. The voice continues. You took medicine from the pharmacy. That's mine. I need it back. Lucy's hand tightens on the knife grip. Beside her, Allie is completely still. The fever makes him weak, but it hasn't made him careless. The voice speaks softer now. I'm not asking for all of it, just some. Fair trade. I can show you safe routes through here. I can tell you where the creatures nest, where the gangs patrol. A negotiation. Lucy considers it. They need the medicine, but they also need information. These tunnels sprawl for miles. Getting lost down here is another way to end. She doesn't answer. The silence stretches. Finally, the voice sighs. Fine. Keep it all, but you'll need help eventually. Everyone does down here. I'll be around. The dragging sound resumes. Fades. Gone. Lucy waits another 20 minutes before she moves. They work back to the dry platform and Allie sits with his back against the wall. His breathing easier now. The antibiotics beginning their work. You should have talked to them, maybe. Why didn't you? Because I don't know if trust costs less than betrayal yet. Ollie looks at her in the dim light when she finally turns the flashlight back on. The fever still glitters in his eyes, but something else shows through. Understanding, maybe, or just exhaustion. That journal you found. What did it really say? She hesitates. Then she tells him about the passages on trust. About the quiet one. About how suspicion grows in spaces between people when the world falls apart. You think I led them to us. I think someone did. And I'm the convenient answer. Lucy doesn't reply. She checks his bandage and it stays clean. The infection hasn't spread. Small victories. Ali closes his eyes. If I wanted you gone, I'd have left when you sprained your ankle, when you slowed us down, when you were vulnerable. I know. Then stop looking at me like I'm the enemy. I'm trying. They don't speak for a long time after that. They sit in their separate silences, and the weight of distrust settles between them like stone. Above them, the city decays. Below them, tunnels breathe with water and darkness, and the territorial claims of survivors who learned to live in spaces nobody else wanted. Chapter 13, Fever's Cruel Grip. The antibiotics work, but slow. Ali's fever breaks on the second day and comes back on the third. Lucy watches him slip in and out of clarity. Sometimes he knows where they are. Sometimes he calls her by another name. They can't stay in the tunnels. The darkness presses too close, and water erodes stone, and they need real shelter. Lucy helps him walk through passages that branch and branch again. They move toward what she hopes is the factory district. Up there they might find buildings still standing, walls that keep out weather, floors that don't flood. She finds a ladder leading to street level. They climb, and the afternoon light blinds them after so long below. Lucy blinks until shapes resolve. Buildings covered in moss so thick it looks like fur. Streets cracked open with trees growing through concrete. No movement anywhere visible. The factory district spreads before them. Brick structures with broken windows and collapsed sections, smokestacks that rise against the sky like fingers. Ali leans on her and his weight grows heavier with each block. They enter a building through a loading dock. Inside the air smells chemical, sharp and wrong. Lucy covers her nose and mouth with her sleeve. Ali coughs and the sound rattles wet in his chest. We shouldn't be here. Have to rest. They find a room with walls still intact. Office space, maybe. Desk overturned, chair with 3 legs. Lucy lowers Ali to the floor and he slides down the wall and doesn't move. His skin is gray. The wound weeps through the bandage. She changes it with supplies from her pack, uses the last of the antiseptic. The infection has spread less, but it hasn't stopped. The flesh around the wound is hot and swollen. She needs to clean it properly. Needs running water and clean cloth and time they don't have. Ali watches her work. His eyes track but don't focus quite right. How bad? Bad enough. He closes his eyes. Tell me straight. You might lose the wound to infection if we can't stop it, or the infection to your system. Either way, we need better shelter than this. She finishes the bandage and sits back. Through the broken window, she sees clouds building. Rain coming. The chemical smell makes her head hurt. There's a medical station 3 blocks west. Used to be anyway, before. Can you walk that far? I can try. They leave the factory building and move through streets thick with growth. Vines hang from power lines and wrap around poles. Every surface is covered in green or moss or rust. Nature eating what humans left behind. The rain starts, soft at first, then harder. It drums on metal and concrete and fallen things. Lucy feels it soak through her clothes, cold and persistent. Ali's breathing goes rougher. The medical station is a low building with part of its roof caved in. The front entrance is blocked by debris, but they find a window. Lucy helps Ali through and follows after. They land in what used to be a waiting room, chairs overturned, magazines scattered and pulped by water, a reception desk with its computer monitor shattered. Behind it, a hallway leads deeper. They move through examination rooms. Most have been stripped, as cabinets hanging open and empty, but Lucy finds clean sheets in a closet and unused syringes still wrapped. She finds gauze and tape and a bottle of saline solution. In the last room, she finds something else. A survivor's nest. Blankets folded neat. Canned food stacked in rows. Tools arranged by size. Someone lives here and they're not home. We should go. But Ali has already sat down on the blankets. His face is gray and he's shaking. Fever spiking again. Lucy kneels beside him and touches his forehead. Too hot. The fever climbs instead of breaking. She peels back the bandage and the wound looks worse. Fluid leaks from it. The skin around it is tight and angry red. She needs to drain it, but she doesn't have a scalpel, doesn't have proper tools. She uses her knife, sterilizes it with the lighter's flame. Ali watches her and his jaw sets. This is going to hurt. I know. She cuts, and he doesn't make a sound, but his hands grip the blanket until his knuckles go white. Fluid drains thick and discolored. She flushes the wound with saline, and it runs clear after the third time. She packs it with clean gauze and wraps it tight. His breathing steadies. The fever doesn't break, but the pressure from the infection releases, and that's something. Lucy sits back. Her hands shake from adrenaline. The rain outside pounds harder, and water comes through the broken roof in streams. Thunder rolls distant. The storm's settling in. Ali's eyes close, his breathing evens. Sleep or unconsciousness. Both look the same when you're fevered. Lucy explores the medical station while he rests. She finds more supplies and takes what she can fit in her pack. In an office, she finds files, patient records, incident reports, nothing useful until the last drawer. A logbook, handwritten notes about salvage runs, supply caches, trade routes, and a map. Hand-drawn but detailed, showing the factory district and beyond, with marks for safe zones and danger spots and one location circled heavy in red pen, the sanctuary, or what someone believed was the sanctuary. Coordinates written in the margin, distances calculated, notes about required supplies for the journey. Lucy studies the map. The circled location is north, through industrial zones and across the river and into territory marked as hostile. 2 weeks on foot if you're healthy. Maybe 3 weeks injured. Maybe never. She folds the map and puts it in her pack. When she returns to the room, Ali is awake. He's managed to sit up against the wall. His color is better. Marginally. Found something. She shows him the map. He studies it, and something shifts in his expression. Hope or its ghost. You believe it. I don't know. But it's better than nothing. The storm continues. They stay in the medical station and eat from the mysterious resident's food supply. Lucy feels guilty about it, but not guilty enough to starve. They take what they need and arrange the rest to look undisturbed. Small courtesy that probably means nothing. Night comes. The rain doesn't stop. Lucy keeps watch while Ali sleeps. She sits by the window and watches water pour from the sky. Watches the streets turn to shallow rivers, watches the city drown in increments. She thinks about the map, about the sanctuary that might not exist, about faith and whether survival requires it or whether survival is just what happens when dying takes too long. Ali's fever breaks in the night. She wakes to find him sitting up and lucid, his eyes clear for the first time in days. How long was I out? 2 days, maybe 3. He touches the wound and winces. Feels like you cut me. I did. He nods. Thanks. Don't thank me yet. We still have to walk out of here before whoever lives here comes back. They pack their things, take more supplies, and leave no note, no explanation. Just empty space where resources used to be. Outside the rain has stopped, but the streets run with water. Dawn breaks gray and cold. They move through the factory district. Ali walks under his own power, but slow. Each step careful. The wound pulls, but it holds. The infection hasn't won. Not yet. They reach the district's edge by midday. Beyond it, the city continues. Buildings and streets, and the endless maze of what humans built and abandoned. The map shows the river 3 miles ahead. After that, everything changes. Lucy looks back once, sees the factory smokestacks rising against clouds, sees the medical station small and unremarkable among the ruins, sees nothing moving, no pursuit, no witnesses. They walk on. The wound drains, the fever stays down, small victories in a world that offers nothing larger. Chapter 14, The Price of Mercy. They find her in the afternoon, lying in an intersection where 3 streets meet. Her leg is caught in a trap, metal jaws with teeth that bite deep. The blood around it is fresh. Ali stops. Lucy stops beside him. Okay. They're 50 feet away, and the woman hasn't seen them yet. She's young, early 20s. Her hands pull at the trap, but it won't open. We should go around. Allie doesn't move. She's going to bleed out. Not our problem. Lucy means it, but she doesn't walk away. They watch the woman struggle, watch her give up and lean back against the pavement. Her face turns skyward and her chest heaves. After a minute, Allie starts walking toward her. Lucy follows because leaving him alone is worse than staying. The woman hears their footsteps and her head snaps around. Her hand goes to a knife on her belt. Don't come closer. Allie raises both hands. We're not here to hurt you. Everyone hurts everyone. It's the only rule left. True. But you're trapped and we're not. That changes the math. The woman's eyes flick between them, calculating. Her leg is mangled where the trap holds it. The blood flow has slowed but not stopped. Shock will take her if infection doesn't. Lucy kneels outside of knife range. What's your name? The woman hesitates. Senna. Allie crouches. We can help, but you have to let us. Why would you? Because it's what people used to do. People used to do a lot of things, but she lowers the knife. Just an inch. Just enough to show she's considering trust as a possibility. Lucy moves closer and examines the trap. Old construction. Spring-loaded. Built to hold something large. Someone set it deliberate in this intersection where sight lines are clear and people have to pass. This is going to hurt. Senna's face sets. Everything hurts. Do it. Lucy and Allie work together. She holds the jaws while he prees them apart. The mechanism resists. Rusted and stubborn. Allie's wound pulls and his face goes white, but he doesn't stop. The trap opens. They pull Senna free and she screams once, short and sharp, and then silent. Her leg is torn. Deep gashes through muscle. Lucy packs the wounds with gauze from her bag. Can you walk? Senna tries. Her leg buckles. No. Allie looks at Lucy. We can't carry her far, I know. They fashion a crutch from a piece of rebar and aluminum siding. Senna leans on it and manages 3 steps before she has to stop. Sweat pours down her face. There's a place close, an old apartment building. I've got supplies there. How close? 3 blocks. They make it in 40 minutes. Each step is negotiation between pain and necessity. The apartment building leans, but hasn't fallen. They climb to the 2nd floor and Senna leads them to a unit with its door barricaded. She moves the boards aside and they enter. Inside is a small camp, sleeping bag, food stores, water jugs, medical supplies more extensive than what Lucy carries. Senna collapses onto the sleeping bag and doesn't move. Lucy cleans the wounds properly. They need stitches, but thread isn't sterile and infection is guaranteed. She does the best she can. Bandages and pressure. Senna will either heal or she won't. While Lucy works, Allie watches the street through the window. His hand stays near his weapon. The trap was deliberate. Someone put it there. Someone who might come back. Who set the trap? Senna's voice is weak. Scavenger group. They control this sector. They trap the intersections and take whatever they catch. How many in the group? 10. Maybe 12. They patrol in 3s. Allie turns from the window. We need to leave. Not yet. Senna looks at Lucy. You helped me. I'll help you. I know things. What kind of things? Movement patterns of the packs, the dog things. They follow cycles. Dawn and dusk. They nest in the old subway stations during the day. Lucy finishes wrapping the leg. Why tell us? Because knowledge is the only currency that matters, and I'm buying future favors. She reaches under her sleeping bag and pulls out a map, marked with routes and danger zones. Similar to the one Lucy found, but with more detail. More recent information, she points to a mark on the eastern edge. The creatures avoid this area. Too much metal. Too many sharp things. If you need to cross safely, you go here. Another mark, western sector. This is scavenger territory. 3 groups fighting over it. Don't go through unless you want to get caught in someone's war. A 3rd mark, north. The river crossing. There's a bridge that still holds, but it's watched. By who, I don't know. Nobody comes back who tries to cross. Lucy studies the map. You're giving us a lot. I'm buying a lot. If I need to move and my leg's still bad, I want to know you'll help. No promises. Fair enough. They stay the night, taking shifts watching. Allie's wound stays stable. Senna sleeps or pretends to, her breathing shallow but regular. Lucy sits by the window and watches the intersection where the trap waits. Near midnight, she sees them. 3 figures moving through the street. Checking their traps, they find the sprung one and stop. Examine it. One of them points toward the buildings. They're tracking us. Allie joins her at the window. How long do we have? Not long. They wake Senna. She's groggy and the fever's starting, but she understands. They help her pack what she can carry, food and water and the map. They leave the rest. Outside the building, they move east, away from the scavengers. Toward the metal sector, Senna marked. The streets change, more debris, more hazards, broken glass and twisted rebar, and cars piled 3 high. Senna keeps up better than Lucy expected. The crutch works and her jaw stays set. They reach the metal sector as dawn breaks. The landscape here is hostile, sharp edges and unstable surfaces, a place where falling means cutting. They find shelter in a warehouse with walls of corrugated steel. Inside, the temperature drops. Metal holds the cold from night. They rest, and Senna checks her leg. The bandages hold. You're better at this than most. Lucy doesn't respond to the compliment. She's checking their supplies. They used more helping Senna than they should have. Gauze and tape and antiseptic. Resources that can't be replaced. Ollie sits beside her. You did the right thing. Did I? Yeah. She wants to believe him, wants to think that mercy is worth something in a world where everything costs. But cost is real, and she's counting it in their depleted supplies. Senna watches them from across the warehouse, her expression unreadable. She owes them, and they own that debt. But debts only matter if both parties survive long enough to collect. Chapter 15. Shattered Safe Haven. The map fragment and Senna's marks converge on a point 5 miles north. They leave Senna in the warehouse. Her leg can't make the journey yet, and she doesn't argue, just nods and gives Lucy a radio frequency. Check this channel every 3 days at noon. If I'm still alive, I'll answer. Lucy takes the frequency, writes it down. They leave Senna with half their remaining food and enough water for a week. Another cost. Another calculation that might mean nothing. The journey north takes 2 days. They move through sectors marked as clear, but nothing is truly clear. Twice they see packs in the distance. Once they hear voices and hide until they pass. The city refuses to let them travel unmolested. The safe zone appears on the 3rd day. A former military checkpoint. Guard towers and walls topped with wire. The gate hangs open. No guards. No movement. Allie stops at the perimeter. Something's wrong. Lucy feels it too. The silence is too complete, too heavy. They approach slow with weapons ready. The gate's interior shows rust and vegetation. Nobody has closed it in months, maybe years. Inside the checkpoint, they find the remains. Not human. Not entirely. Bones scattered and picked clean. Structures damaged like something large pushed through them. Claw marks scored deep in concrete walls. They were overrun. Ollie examines the marks. These are fresh, maybe days old. They move through the checkpoint carefully. Buildings searched and emptied. Supplies gone. Whatever happened here happened fast and thorough. Lucy finds a radio in one guard tower, still functioning. She turns it on. Static. She cycles through frequencies and finds nothing. The safe zone broadcasted once. The looping message that led them here. But the radio is silent now, and the station is gone. In the central command building, they find more evidence. Claw marks, dark stains on walls and floors, empty shell casings by the hundreds. A last stand that wasn't enough. Allie finds a body, partially consumed, the uniform still visible. Military. He kneels and searches pockets, finds dog tags and a notebook. The last entry dated 3 weeks ago. They're coming. We can hear them in the walls. The tunnels beneath us are compromised. If anyone finds this, do not stay here. The facility is not secure. Repeat, not secure. Lucy looks at the walls, looks at the floor, listens to the silence, suddenly feels less empty. We need to leave. The sound starts as they reach the gate. Low and resonant, coming from below, from tunnels they can't see. Allie pulls Lucy toward the exit, and the sound grows, becomes multiple sounds. Creatures moving under the earth, under the checkpoint. Under them, they run, out the gate and down the street. Behind them, something erupts from the ground. Lucy doesn't look back. She runs, and Allie runs beside her, and the sounds multiply. Howls and crashes and breaking things. A building to their left. They veer toward it, through a broken door and upstairs that sway with each step. 3 floors up and they stop. Look back toward the checkpoint. Creatures boil from holes in the ground, large and misshapen. Dogs, but wrong. Hairless in patches, muscle exposed. They tear at the buildings and each other, fighting over nothing, pure aggression without purpose. Allie counts them. 12, 15, 20. They keep coming. We can't stay here. Where do we go? Lucy pulls out the map, studies it in the fading light. The checkpoint was their destination, their hope. Now it's just another ruin. But Senna marked other locations, safe routes, hidden places. There. She points. 3 miles east. Underground parking structure. Might still be sealed. They wait until dark, until the creatures spread out searching for prey. Then they descend and move through shadows. Every sound amplified, every step a risk. The parking structure sits beneath what used to be a shopping complex. The entrance ramp slopes down. Lucy clicks on her flashlight for 3 seconds, enough to see that the gate at the bottom is intact, steel and still locked. Allie works the lock with a piece of wire, his hands steady despite the fever that tried to take him days ago. The lock clicks, opens. They slip through and pull the gate closed behind them. Inside the structure smells like stale air and concrete. Water has pooled in low spots, but most of it is dry. Cars sit in rows, covered in dust. Frozen in the moment when their owners fled or fell, they find an office on the lower level, windowless, secure. Allie wedges a desk against the door, and they sit in darkness, listening to the building breathe around them. Lucy turns on the flashlight, low setting, conserving battery. In its glow, Allie's face is drawn. The journey cost him, cost both of them. The safe zone was supposed to be real. I know. So what now? She unfolds the map. The sanctuary coordinates still marked, still distant, still a question with no answer guaranteed. We keep going, because stopping means staying, and staying means something finds us eventually. Ollie leans his head back against the wall. His eyes close. Maybe that's all survival is. Postponing the finding. They sleep in shifts. Lucy takes first watch. She sits with her knife across her knees and listens to the structure settle. To distant sounds that might be creatures or wind or the city itself, forgetting what it used to be. Near dawn she finds something, a radio in one of the cars. She pries the door open and the interior light flickers. The battery still holds a charge. She turns the radio on. Cycles frequencies. Static. 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 Then a voice. Sanctuary remains secure. Current population 183. We are accepting refugees, but screening is mandatory. If you can hear this, proceed to coordinates 42.7 north, 73.1 west. Bring proof of immunity if available. Repeat. Sanctuary remains secure. The message loops. Lucy listens 3 times. The coordinates match the map. The sanctuary is real, or someone wants people to believe it's real. She wakes Allie, shows him the radio. He listens to the broadcast and something shifts behind his eyes. Not quite hope, not quite belief. Something in between. It could be a trap. Could be. But we're going anyway. We're going anyway. They gather their things, take food from the packs they salvaged, water, the last of the medical supplies. They leave the parking structure as the sun rises. The city stretches before them. Miles of decay between here and the river, between now and whatever waits at those coordinates. Behind them, the checkpoint burns. The creatures set something on fire, or friction did. Smoke rises black against morning sky. Lucy watches it fade as they walk. Another hope consumed, another certainty proven false. The radio stays in her pack, broadcasting its promise, leading them forward because forward is the only direction left that hasn't failed them yet. Chapter 16. The Edge of Sanity. Lucy hears her sister on the 3rd day. The voice comes from behind a wall they're passing, clear and young and exactly how she remembers. Lucy, wait. Don't leave me here. She stops, turns. The wall is solid, brick and vine, no opening, no door, no sister who's been gone for 7 years. Ollie watches her. You okay? Fine. But she isn't. The voice repeats, always behind her, always out of sight. Her sister calling, her mother asking questions, her father telling her to come home. Voices from before threading through the present like smoke through screens. They reach the church by evening. Gothic structure with spires that touch gray sky. The front doors hang open. Inside, the pews are overturned and the altar is bare. Candles melted to stumps. Prayer books scattered and swollen with moisture. Lucy walks the aisle and her footsteps echo. The acoustics bend sound, make it larger than it is. She hears breathing that might be hers or might be something else. Ollie searches the side rooms. Finds a stairwell leading down, the crypt, stone walls and cool air and silence that feels older than the apocalypse. We can stay here tonight. Lucy doesn't answer. She's looking at the stained glass. Fragments of colored light falling through broken windows. Saints and angels, missing faces, figures without identity watching from empty frames. Lucy, she spins. Nobody there, just Allie coming back from the crypt. Just shadows and light, and her mind unwinding in increments she can't measure. You said something. No, I didn't. She turns away, presses her palms against her temples. The pressure helps, pushes the voices back, but they don't disappear. They wait, patient, knowing she can't press forever. They make camp in the crypt. Allie lights a small fire in a metal bowl. The smoke rises through cracks and disperses. Warmth fills the space. They eat cold food and drink rationed water. Allie watches her across the flames. You're hearing things? It's nothing. It's not nothing. I've seen this before. Exhaustion, stress, the brain trying to cope. My brain is fine. But her hands shake when she reaches for the water. Shake when she tries to write in the margin of the map. Shake when she does nothing at all. Allie moves closer, sits beside her. When did it start? Today, maybe yesterday, I don't know. What are you hearing? Does it matter? Yeah, it does. She doesn't want to tell him, doesn't want to admit that her sister's voice is clearer now than it was when she was alive, that her mother sounds disappointed, that her father keeps asking why she didn't save them. But she tells him anyway, because keeping inside means letting it grow, and she can feel it growing already, taking root in spaces where certainty used. Ollie listens, doesn't interrupt. When she finishes, he nods. It's not real. You know that. I know that. But knowing doesn't make it stop. No, it doesn't. They sit in silence. The fire crackles. Somewhere above them, the church groans, wood and stone settling, the sound too much like breathing. Lucy stands, paces the crypt, counts her steps, counts the stones in the wall, counts anything that's real and solid and present. Counting keeps the voices distant. Near midnight, she hears something new. Not voices, not her family. Something else. Movement above them, in the church proper. Footsteps slow and deliberate. Allie hears it too. He kills the fire. They stand in darkness with weapons drawn. The footsteps continue. Multiple sets, searching. Lucy moves to the stairs, peers up, sees light flickering, torches or lanterns, voices speaking low, real voices, present voices. Someone found the smoke. We need another exit. Allie searches the crypt, finds a door hidden behind rubble. They clear it quiet. The door opens onto a tunnel, narrow and low. They crouch and move through it. Behind them, the footsteps descend into the crypt. The tunnel opens into a basement. They climb and emerge in a building adjacent to the church. Through windows, they see figures in the church, 5 of them, armed, searching methodically, scavengers, or worse. They leave through a back door, move through an alley thick with debris. Behind them, shouts rise. The searchers found the crypt empty, found the tunnel, found their trail. Lucy and Allie run through streets and between buildings. The voices behind them real and chasing. Not family, not memory. Just people hunting other people because that's what people do now. They reach a collapsed building, scramble over rubble. Behind them, the pursuers close. Allie turns and fires twice. The shots echo. Someone screams. The pursuit slows but doesn't stop. They find a drainage pipe, large enough to crawl through. They enter and darkness swallows them. Water runs ankle deep. They crawl until their hands go numb, until distance and darkness mean safety. They emerge in a different sector. Lucy doesn't know where. The map is in her pack, but she can't read it in the dark. They find an empty storefront and collapse inside. Ollie's breathing is labored. The running reopens something. Lucy checks his wound by moonlight through broken windows, fresh fluid leaking. Not much, but enough to worry. We can't keep running like this. I know. She rebandages the wound, uses the last of their clean gauze. They're running out of everything. Supplies, options, time. Lucy sits against the wall, closes her eyes. Immediately her sister speaks. You're not going to make it. I know. You should stop trying. I know. Lucy, stop. Allie touches her shoulder. She opens her eyes. He's close, his face lined with concern. Stay with me. Stay present. I'm trying. Try harder. She wants to laugh, wants to scream, wants to curl into silence and let the voices have her. But Ollie's hand stays on her shoulder, real and warm and present, an anchor in the dissolving world. She counts his breaths, 20 per minute, steady, real, not memory, not hallucination, just breath and flesh and someone who's still here. The night passes slow. Lucy doesn't sleep. Can't risk the voices getting louder when her eyes close. Allie sleeps or pretends to, keeping watch from behind closed lids. Dawn comes gray and cold. They leave the storefront, move through streets where nothing moves. The city feels emptied, like everyone who could leave has left and only ghosts remain. Lucy checks the map. They're close to the river now, maybe 2 miles. The bridge Senna mentioned sits between them and the Northern Territory. Between here and the sanctuary that may or may not be real, her sister's voice whispers, "It's not real. None of it is." Lucy walks, counts her steps, lets the numbers drown the voice. Let's present motion override past echoes. Let survival be its own kind of answer to questions that have no resolution except to keep moving until moving stops. Chapter 17, Fire in the Night. The church shouldn't burn. Stone doesn't burn. But the interior does. Wood and cloth and accumulated years of dust. They realized their mistake after dark. After they returned, thinking the scavengers had moved on. The fire starts in the nave. Deliberate. Someone lit it to smoke them out. Lucy smells it first. Sees light flickering wrong through the crypt's ceiling cracks. She wakes Allie and they're moving before the smoke reaches them. Up the stairs. The nave is engulfed. Flames climbing walls and wrapping around pillars. The heat pushes them back. They can't go forward. Can't go back. The tunnel behind them is already smoking. Allie looks up. The bell tower. If we can reach it, we can climb out through the roof. They run through side chambers filling with smoke. Find stairs spiraling up, narrow and steep. They climb, and below them the fire roars, feeding on centuries of material, growing with each second. The tower room is small, bell hung silent in its frame, windows on all sides showing the city burning beneath them. Not just the church, the fire has spread. Wind carries embers and everything dry catches. Ollie examines the roof access, a hatch rusted shut. He slams his shoulder against it. Once, twice. The wound in his side tears and he grunts but doesn't stop. Third time the hatch breaks open. They climb onto the roof. Slate tiles slick with evening dew. The spire rises beside them. Below the fire has surrounded the church. Flames lick at the foundation. Smoke pours from windows. Lucy looks down. 3 stories to the ground, maybe 4. Too far to jump. The adjacent building sits 8 feet away. Flat roof. Lower than where they stand. We have to jump. Allie measures the distance. His face says what his mouth doesn't, that injured and exhausted they might not make it. That falling means the fire wins without touching them. You first. No. You're lighter. If the roof holds for you, it'll hold for me. Lucy backs up, gives herself running space. The tiles are treacherous, but she doesn't have a choice. She runs and jumps, and the gap opens beneath her. For a second, she's in air with nothing below. Then she hits the adjacent roof. Rolls. Comes up on her knees. Your turn. Ollie backs up less. his approach shorter. He runs and his body is heavy and his momentum uncertain. He leaps and Lucy holds her breath. He clears the gap. Barely. Lands hard and his leg buckles. She catches him before he slides off the edge. They lie on the roof, breathing smoke and watching the church burn. The spire collapses into itself. The walls follow. In minutes, the structure is gone, reduced to foundation and ash and heat that makes the air shimmer. When the burning subsides, they climb down. Use a fire escape that groans but holds. The street below is lit by flames from a dozen buildings. The embers traveled far, settled on dry surfaces, turned the sector into an inferno. They move through firelight and shadow, looking for safety in a place where everything burns. Lucy's eyes water, her throat raw from smoke. Beside her, Ali moves mechanical, pain evident in how he holds his side. They find a building untouched, brick and concrete with nothing to burn. They enter through a service door. Inside, the temperature drops. The walls keep heat out. Ali sits against the wall and lifts his shirt. The wound is opened, not completely, just enough to leak fresh fluid. Lucy has no gauze left. She tears strips from her own shirt, wraps them around his torso, improvised and inadequate. We need to find more supplies. Tomorrow. Tonight we rest. They move deeper into the building. Find a room with a door that locks. Small office. Desk. Filing cabinets. Window overlooking the burning sector. They watch the fires, consume what's left. Lucy sits beside Ali. Their shoulders touch. The contact accidental, but neither moves away. For the first time since the church, they work in sync. No argument, no hesitation, just movement and survival and each other. You saved my life back there. You would have done the same. Yeah, I would have. They sit in silence. The fires outside rage and fade. By midnight, the sector is dark. Ash and ember and smoke rising. The church gone. The safe zone gone. Everything they aimed for turned to nothing. But they're alive. That counts for something. Has to count for something. Near dawn, Lucy finds it, behind a loose panel in the wall. A cache, bottled water, canned goods, batteries, first aid kit, and explosives. 3 charges with timers. Someone's emergency stash. She shows Ali. He examines the charges. These are military grade. Someone knew what they were doing. Why hide them here? Maybe they plan to come back. Maybe they never got the chance. Lucy takes the supplies, leaves the explosives. They're too dangerous to carry, too unstable after years of storage. But she memorizes the location, just in case. They leave the building as the sun rises. The burned sector smells like ruin. Ash coats everything. Their footprints show clear in the gray dust. Behind them, smoke still rises from collapsed structures. The river is close now. Lucy hears it before she sees it. Water moving over debris and broken things. They reach the bank by mid-morning. The water is dark, polluted, fast-moving. Debris swirls in the current, trees, furniture, things that might have been bodies once. The bridge sits a quarter-mile upstream, still standing but damaged. Sections missing, cables frayed. They walk to it. The approach is littered with abandoned vehicles. Someone tried to cross here in the early days, tried and failed. The cars sit empty, doors open, belongings scattered. Ali tests the bridge, steps onto it. The surface holds. He walks 20 feet and turns back. It's stable, but we need to be careful where we step. They cross slow. Lucy keeps her eyes forward, not on the water below or the gaps in the structure, just on the far side, on what comes after. On the sanctuary that might be real or might be another burned church waiting to collapse. Halfway across the bridge sways, wind or current, something shifts underneath. If Ali stops, doesn't move forward or back, just waits for the swaying to stop. It doesn't stop. Gets worse. The cables groan. Somewhere support gives. A section behind them falls into the river, crashes and sends up spray. Run. They run. The bridge shifts and bucks. More sections fall. Lucy doesn't look back. She runs and the far side approaches and her legs burn. Ali runs beside her and together they leap the final gap as the bridge collapses behind them. They land on solid ground. Roll. come up gasping. Behind them, the bridge finishes falling, crashes into the river, cuts off their return. No going back now, never was. They stand and look north. New territory, new sector. The sanctuary is close, maybe a day's walk, maybe less. The radio in Lucy's pack crackles its looping message, promising safety, promising something. They walk. The city continues, always continues. Buildings and streets and the slow reclamation of space humans claimed. Nature doesn't burn, it waits, patient, knowing that everything returns eventually. Chapter 18, The Hunt for Truth. The bunker sits beneath a building that used to be an office complex. They find it by accident. Ali leans against a wall and it gives. Behind it, stairs descending. Security door at the bottom. Electronic lock with backup manual override. Lucy works the override. The mechanism is stiff but functional. The door opens on hydraulics. Air rushes out, stale and dry and temperature controlled. Inside, the lights flicker on. Motion sensors, battery backup. Someone built this place to last. The bunker is small, one main room, storage along the walls, computer terminal in the center, filing cabinets, corkboard covered in maps and documents and photographs. Ali examines the terminal. It boots when he touches the keyboard. Password protected. He tries common combinations. Fail, fail, fail. Lucy searches the files, folders labeled by date, by project name, by clearance level, and she pulls one at random. Incident reports, lab results, patient zero documentation. She reads. The apocalypse wasn't natural, wasn't accident. It was designed, engineered, released deliberate into 7 cities simultaneously. A bioweapon that evolved faster than projected, that spread wider than models predicted, that ended the world before anyone could stop it. The documents name names, scientists, politicians, corporate board members, people who decided that population control was necessary, that the world couldn't sustain current growth, that controlled reduction was preferable to collapse, except they lost control. The virus mutated, the reduction became extinction, 90% gone in the first year. Infrastructure collapsed in the second. By the third year, the world was what it is now. Ali finds more files, sanctuary protocols. The bunkers were built before release, safe zones established, selected people notified, a chosen few meant to survive and rebuild. The sanctuary they're walking toward was always real. Built with purpose, designed to preserve, but only for those who were selected. Everyone else was expendable, acceptable loss in the calculation of species survival. Lucy sits against the wall. The documents feel heavy in her hands. Her family died for a plan. Her sister and parents and everyone she knew, reduced to numbers on someone's spreadsheet. Acceptable loss. Ali closes the files. His face is unreadable. You okay? No. Neither am I. They sit in the bunker surrounded by truth. By evidence. By the conspiracy that killed the world. Lucy wants to burn it, wants to destroy every document and file and photograph, wants to erase what she knows because knowing changes nothing, but she can't unknown it, can't forget. The knowledge sits in her now, permanent and heavy and impossible to carry, but impossible to set down. What do we do with this? Ali looks at the terminal, at the files, at the maps showing sanctuary locations and population numbers and resource allocations. We keep going. We reach the sanctuary. We show them what we found, and we make them answer for it. What if they already know? Then we make them admit it. They take everything they can carry, documents, drive storage, photographs, evidence. The bunker becomes their witness, their proof against the people who decided the world was worth ending. They leave through the security door. Up the stairs, out into daylight. The office building looks innocuous, abandoned like every other structure. But underneath it holds truth, holds explanation, holds the why that everyone asks and nobody can answer. The sector they enter is different from before. Industrial, warehouses and factories and processing plants, everything overgrown but still recognizable, still shaped by human purpose, even as nature consumes it. They move through streets empty of life, no movement, no sound, just wind and the rustle of vegetation and their footsteps on cracked pavement. Near evening, they see smoke. campfire, someone close. Ali motions for quiet. They approach careful. Stay low. A camp. 3 people, armed but relaxed, cooking something over the fire. The smell carries. Meat, real meat, not canned, not preserved, fresh. One of the figures stands, male, young. He stretches and scans the perimeter. His gaze passes over where Lucy and Ali hide. Doesn't stop, doesn't register. They keep watch until dark. The camp settles. 2 sleep while 1 stands guard. Standard rotation, nothing exceptional. Lucy and Ali circle wide. Avoid the camp. Avoid contact. They don't need conflict when the sanctuary is close. Don't need attention when carrying evidence that could threaten whatever power structure exists. They walk through night, using moonlight when clouds clear, using memory and map when they don't. The industrial sector gives way to residential. Suburbs that used to house families, now they house nothing. Windows broken, doors hanging, nature growing through every opening. Near dawn they find high ground, a hill overlooking the northern valley. From here they see it, the sanctuary, walls 20 feet high, guard towers at intervals, lights behind the walls, real lights, electrical, generated power. 200 people, the radio said. Survivors, selected, saved while the world burned. Ali studies it through his scope. The walls are reinforced concrete. The towers manned. The gate is steel and looks functional. No way in except through that gate. They watch the sanctuary wake. People move on the walls. Patrols. Organized. Disciplined. This place has structure. Has order. Has everything the rest of the world lost. Lucy thinks about the documents in her pack. About what they'll say when she shows them. About whether anyone will care or if survival has made caring obsolete. We need a plan. Ali lowers the scope. We walk to the gate. We ask for entry. We see what happens. That's not a plan. It's the only one we have. They descend the hill, move through the valley. The sanctuary grows larger with each step. The walls more imposing. The sense of exclusion more pronounced. They're 100 yards from the gate when the call comes. Stop where you are. Do not approach further. A voice through speakers. Amplified. Authoritative. Lucy and Ali stop. Raise their hands. We're seeking refuge. The radio said you accept survivors. Silence. Then different voice. What's your status? Are you infected? Are you armed? Ali answers, no infection. We carry weapons for protection. Drop them. All of them. Then step forward slowly. Lucy looks at Ali. He nods. They set their weapons on the ground. Knives, handgun, machete, everything. They step forward with empty hands. The gate opens. Guards emerge, 6 of them, armed with rifles. They surround Lucy and Ali. Efficient, professional. One searches them while others maintain distance and aim. They find the documents, the files, the drive storage. The guard holds them up. What's this? Evidence. Lucy says, about how the world ended, about who decided it should. The guard's expression doesn't change. He signals another guard, take this to Commander Torres, take them to holding. They're separated from their weapons, from their packs, from everything except the clothes they wear. Led through the gate into the sanctuary. Behind them the walls close. Seal. Lock. Welcome to salvation, the guard says, now we see if you survive it. Chapter 19. Bonds Forged in Blood. Holding is a room with no windows. Concrete walls, single door, 2 cots. Lucy sits on one and Ali paces the space. 5 steps wall to wall, 7 steps long to short. He counts them, marks time and movement. Hours pass, maybe. Time distorts in spaces without reference. Could be 3 hours, could be 6. Nobody comes. Finally, the door opens. A woman enters, older, 50s maybe. Military bearing, the kind of posture that never softens. She wears clean clothes, real clothes, not scavenged, not patched, made for her. Commander Torres, she doesn't offer her hand. You brought documents. Explain. Lucy stands. We found a bunker, underground. It contained files about the outbreak, about who created it, about the sanctuaries being built before anyone knew the world would end. Torres' face gives nothing. Those are classified files. Where exactly did you find them? Does it matter? You already know what's in them. Knowing isn't the same as proving, and proving isn't the same as surviving. Her eyes move between them. You understand what you've brought here, what it means. We understand. Do you? Because right now, you're holding evidence against the same people who decide if you eat, if you sleep in shelter, if you live past tonight. Allie stops pacing. We're not here to threaten anyone. We're here because the world ended and this is the only place left standing. Taurus considers this. Finally, she nods. You'll be tested. The council requires it. Newcomers go through trials to prove value. If you pass, you can stay. If you fail, you leave. Or you don't leave at all. Lucy crosses her arms. What kind of trials? The kind that show us who you are. Tomorrow morning, be ready. She leaves. The door locks. Lucy and Allie sit in silence. The concrete walls absorb sound. Make the space feel smaller than it is. They're going to use the documents against us. Maybe. Or maybe they'll bury them and pretend we never found them. Either way, we're not in control here. We never were. They sleep in shifts. Lucy takes first watch even though there's nothing to watch. Just walls and door, and Allie sleeping restless on the other cot. She counts his breaths, watches his chest rise and fall, real and alive and still here. Morning comes through sound, footsteps in the hall, voices. The door opens and guards enter. Time to prove yourselves. They're led through the sanctuary. Lucy sees it in daylight for the first time. Clean streets, functioning buildings, people who look fed, healthy, like the apocalypse happens somewhere else. They reach an arena, open space with tiered seating, 50 people watching, maybe more. At the center, a floor cleared for combat. A man waits there, large, muscled, scarred. He holds a club, wooden, functional. He doesn't look concerned. Taurus stands at the arena's edge. The trial is simple. Survive 3 minutes with Marcus. Prove you can defend yourselves. Prove you're worth the resources you'll consume. Lucy steps forward. I'll go first. Marcus grins. He swings the club lazy, testing its weight. Lucy has no weapon, no armor, just herself. She doesn't wait. She moves fast. Inside his range, strikes low. Her fist connects with his knee, and he grunts. Shifts weight, swings the club. She ducks, comes up behind him, grabs his arm, uses his momentum against him. He's stronger, but she's faster. She survived 7 years fighting for every meal, every shelter, every dawn. This is just another fight in a long series of fights. The club catches her shoulder. Pain explodes. Her arm goes numb. Marcus grins wider, steps in. She kicks his wounded knee. He stumbles. She doesn't give him space to recover. 2 minutes. Taurus calls. Lucy circles, keeps moving. Marcus favors the knee. She works it. Low kicks, sweeps, anything to compromise his base. The club swings and misses. Swings and grazes. Swings and she catches his wrist. Twists. He doesn't let go, but his grip loosens. 3 minutes. Taurus again. Marcus steps back, nods once. Lucy releases his wrist. Her shoulder throbs. Her breathing is ragged, but she's standing. Your turn. Taurus looks at Allie. Allie steps onto the floor. Marcus rotates his knee, tests it, still functional, still dangerous. He raises the club. They circle each other, both military trained, both understanding range and timing. Marcus swings. Allie blocks with his forearm. The impact's solid. He counters. Quick jab to the solar plexus. Marcus exhales sharp. The fight is different from Lucy's. Slower, more calculated. Two people who know how to hurt efficiently. Marcus swings low. Allie jumps, lands, sweeps. Marcus falls, rises. They exchange blows that would drop most people. 1 minute. Taurus. Marcus commits fully. Swing after swing. Allie blocks most. Takes some light. His side, where the wound is, takes one shot. He gasps. Doesn't fall. Grabs the club mid-swing. Holds it. Marcus pulls. Allie doesn't let go. They struggle for the club. Strength against strength. Marcus is bigger, but Allie is desperate. Has more to lose. 3 minutes. Neither lets go. Taurus steps forward. Enough. They release the club. Step apart. Allie's side bleeds through his shirt. Lucy moves to him. Checks the wound. The stitching has torn. Not completely. Just enough. Marcus extends his hand. Allie takes it. They shake. Mutual respect between people who understand violence. You pass. Taurus says, "Welcome to the sanctuary. Now we'll see how long you last. Given quarters, shared room, 2 beds, window overlooking the inner compound. Lucy tends Allie's wound, uses real medical supplies, clean bandages, actual antiseptic, luxuries that feel foreign. We made it. We made it in. Staying is different. That night, they eat real food. Cooked meal. Vegetables by protein, more than survival rations. Actual sustenance. Lucy's stomach cramps from the richness. Her body forgot what abundance feels like. In their room, they talk quiet. About the trials, about the documents, about what comes next. Someone will come for the files. Lucy says, I know. What do? We make copies. We hide them. We make sure the truth can't disappear. They work through the night. Allie finds paper. Lucy transcribes key documents, names, details. They hide pages in the mattress, in wall spaces, in places that won't be searched. By dawn, they have insurance. Proof scattered. Too many pieces to gather. Too many copies to destroy. When Taurus comes, she finds them sleeping. Innocent. Compliant. She searches the room herself, finds the documents in their pack, takes them. Thank you for your cooperation. The council will review these, decide what action is appropriate. After she leaves, Lucy and Allie don't speak. They don't need to. The message is clear. The sanctuary knows what they brought, knows what it means, and now they're watching. Chapter 20. The River's Wrath. They're allowed to work. Given assignments. Lucy tends gardens. Allie repairs walls. Labor in exchange for food and shelter. The bargain of civilized survival. But civilization has rules. Hierarchies. Power structures that grow complex in enclosed spaces. Lucy learns this fast. The sanctuary is divided. The council, the selected few, the refugees admitted after. The refugees exist to work. The selected exist to lead. The structure is clear and immutable. Lucy hates it. Hates the clean streets built on inherited privilege. Hates the full stomachs earned by being chosen before the world ended. Hates that survival here comes with strings attached. On the third day, a man approaches her. Older, well-fed. Name badge says Victor Hale. You're the ones who brought files. About the outbreak. We found files. We brought them to the council. Hale smiles, thin, calculated. The council has made a decision. The documents are classified. Discussing them is forbidden. Do you understand? We understand. Good. Because questions disturb order. And order is all we have left. He walks away. Lucy watches him. Sees how others defer. How they step aside when he passes. How power works even when the world has ended. That night, Allie comes back from wall duty with news. There's a river crossing 3 miles south. The council sends supply runs there, trades with another survivor camp. They need people for the next run. Lucy understands. They're being sent away, given a dangerous assignment, a test or a punishment or both. When do we leave? Tomorrow. Dawn. The supply run consists of 6 people. Lucy, Ali, 4 sanctuary guards. They carry trade goods, medicine, seeds, tools. In exchange, they'll receive food stores and ammunition. The journey takes half a day. The river is swollen from recent rain. The crossing is a makeshift bridge, cables and planks unstable. Commander Torres leads. She crosses first, tests each plank. 2 guards follow, then Lucy and Allie, then the final 2 guards. Halfway across the current changes, Lucy feels it through the bridge. The water rises. What was ankle deep becomes knee deep. The planks strain under combined pressure of weight and flow. Keep moving. Torres calls back. They move, but the bridge shifts, sways. A cable snaps, not the main support. Just one of the guide wires, but the bridge lists sideways. Lucy grabs the remaining cable. Behind her, a guard loses his footing. Falls. The water takes him. His hand reaches up once, then he's gone. Swept downstream into rapids they can't see. Move. Now. They run the remaining distance. The bridge bucks with each step. Another cable frays, breaks. The structure tilts harder. Lucy leaps the final gap, lands on solid ground. Ollie beside her. Taurus and the remaining guards make it across as the bridge collapses behind them. They stand on the far bank, breathing hard. The guard who fell doesn't resurface. The river churns white and violent, taking everything offered, giving nothing back. Taurus counts heads. 5 left. She looks downstream, doesn't say anything about the lost guard, doesn't need to. The river said everything. We continue to the camp, complete the trade, find another way back. The camp sits 2 miles from the crossing. Fortified, walls made from stacked vehicles and sheet metal. Guards at the gate. They recognize Taurus. Open without question. Inside the camp is different from the sanctuary. Dirtier, more desperate. People wear scavenged clothes, sleep in makeshift shelters, but they're alive, surviving on their own terms. A man meets them, Victor Hale, the same man who warned Lucy about questions. He runs this camp too, controls both sides of the river, controls trade, controls access. Commander, welcome. You brought the supplies. Taurus nods toward the packs, everything agreed upon. Excellent. Hale signals workers. They unload the packs, count items methodically. Hale watches Lucy and Allie. His expression says he knows exactly who they are. Lost someone at the crossing? The river took a guard. Unfortunate. The water's been high lately. Dangerous to cross. He pauses. You'll need to wait for it to recede before attempting return. How long? Days. Maybe a week. Taurus's jaw sets. We can't wait a week. Then you'll need to find alternative passage. But I should warn you, the routes around the river pass through territories I don't control. Dangerous territories. Hale arranges the trade completion, gives them food stores and ammunition. Exactly what was agreed, nothing more. He's precise about obligations, about what's owed and what isn't. That night, they camp within the settlement. Given a space near the wall, Lucy watches people move through the camp, sees the difference between here and the sanctuary. Here people work for themselves. There they work for the council. Different kinds of survival, different costs. Taurus gathers her guards, plans the return route. The river alternatives all pass through hostile sectors, scavenger territories, creature nesting grounds. She's calculating risk against necessity. Her face shows the math isn't favorable. We leave at first light. Whatever route we take, it needs to be fast. Lucy sits with Allie away from the others. They talk quiet. She's not taking us back. What? Taurus, she's not taking us back to the sanctuary. Look at her. She's planning a route for 4, not 6. Allie watches Taurus across the camp, studies her body language, the way she angles away from them in conversation, the way her guards don't include them in planning. You're right. So what do we do? Before Allie can answer, Taurus approaches, stands over them, her expression unreadable in firelight. You two. Stay here tomorrow. Hale has work that needs doing. We'll collect you on the next supply run. When's the next run? 2 weeks. Maybe 3. She walks away, the dismissal clear. Lucy and Allie exchange looks. 2 weeks might as well be never. The sanctuary is cutting them loose, leaving them here where Hale controls everything, where questions can be buried without witnesses. Morning comes gray and cold. Taurus and her guards leave before dawn. They take the food stores, the ammunition, everything except what Hale's people already secured. Lucy watches them disappear into the trees following a route that avoids the river. They don't look back. Hale finds them after breakfast. His smile is practiced, sympathetic in the way that means nothing. Unfortunate situation, but I can use capable people. You prove your value here and you'll eat. You'll have shelter. Simple arrangement. What kind of work? The kind that needs doing. There's a rival outpost 6 miles east. Small operation, maybe 8 people. They've been raiding my supply lines, taking what doesn't belong to them. You want us to raid them. I want you to recover what's mine and remind them that territory has boundaries. Lucy feels Allie tense beside her. This is extortion dressed as opportunity. Work for Hale or starve, fight his wars or face the river alone. What do we get? Hale's smile widens. Food, gear, medicine for your friend's wound, and my gratitude, which in this camp means protection. Means nobody touches you. Means you sleep safe. Allie speaks. How many people do we take? Hale provides 2 of his fighters. You make 4 total. The outpost has 8, but most are poorly armed. You have surprise. You have motivation. That's enough. When, tomorrow night, I'll have weapons and supplies ready by evening. Hale walks away, leaves them standing in the center of camp with the weight of the choice pressing down. fight for someone who's using them, or refuse and face consequences they can't predict. Lucy sits on a crate, her head in her hands. We can't keep doing this, trading one bad situation for another. What's the alternative? Run. Now. Before we're in deeper. Ali looks at the camp walls, at the guards watching the perimeter, at the river beyond that killed a trained soldier yesterday. Run where we have no supplies, no weapons. The sanctuary won't take us back. The river's impassable, and Hale controls the trade routes. So we're trapped. We're always trapped. We just choose which trap we can live with. That night, Lucy can't sleep. She walks the camp perimeter, watches people settle into their routines, sees how Hale's control works, not through force but through necessity. He owns the resources, the trade connections, the safe passage. Everyone here depends on him, and dependency is its own kind of prison. A woman approaches, young, early 20s. She sits without invitation. You're the ones from the sanctuary. Word travels. Hale sent Taurus back without you. That's his way. He finds useful people, gives them impossible choices, makes them complicit. You work for him. Everyone here works for him, directly or not. She looks at the walls, the outpost he wants you to raid. Those people used to work for him too. Until they didn't. Until they tried to strike out on their own. What happened? Hale cut off their trade, blocked their supply routes, forced them to raid or starve. Now he's using their raids as justification to eliminate them. Why tell us this? Because you should know what you're signing up for. She stands, leaves, her warning delivered. Lucy finds Ali by the fire, tells him what the woman said. He listens, nods. His face shows he's not surprised. So we raid people who are just trying to survive, kill them for Hale's territory dispute, become exactly what we've been running from. Or we refuse and see what Hale does to people who say no. They sit in silence. The fire burns low. Around them the camp sleeps. Tomorrow they'll have to decide. Fight or flee, compromise or resist, survive at any cost or draw lines they won't cross. Lucy thinks about the documents they brought, about truth and conspiracy and the selected few who decided the world was worth ending, about how power works in collapsed spaces, how it concentrates, how it corrupts. She thinks about her sister's voice still whispering in quiet moments, about Ali's wound that keeps tearing open, about 7 years of running and fighting and barely surviving, about whether any of it means anything if survival requires becoming what you hate. The fire dies to embers. Dawn approaches. Lucy and Ali sit together knowing that morning brings choices, knowing that every choice has consequences, knowing that in a world where everything costs too much, the only question left is what you're willing to pay, and whether paying it leaves anything of yourself behind. Chapter 21, A Deal with Devils. The camp smells like smoke and old meat. Victor Hale sits on a throne made from car seats and rebar. His smile is too wide, too practiced. Lucy stands with Ali at the camp's edge. 30 faces watch them, 40 maybe. Hard to count when everyone looks the same. Hollow. Hungry. Afraid. We need food, says Ali. Supplies. Victor nods. His teeth are too white for this world. Everything costs, he says. You know this. The wind moves through the camp. Tarps flap. Someone coughs. The sound travels like a signal. What do you want? Asks Lucy. Victor leans forward. There's a place 2 miles east. Old warehouse. Scavengers took it from us. We want it back. Ali's jaw tightens. You want us to fight your war. I want you to retrieve what's ours, says Victor. Do that and you get 3 days of rations. Medical supplies, batteries, a map to wherever you're going. Lucy looks at Ali. His wound is healing, but still tender. She can see him calculating, weighing odds. How many scavengers? She asks. 8, maybe 10s. Victor shrugs. Enough. The camp watches. A child cries somewhere. The sound stops abruptly. We do this, says Ali, and we walk away. No strings. Victor spreads his hands. Of course, Lucy knows the shape of lies. She's heard them before, but her stomach is empty. Ali needs antibiotics. The world doesn't care about principles. They leave at dawn. The warehouse squats in the industrial district. Rust climbs the walls, windows broken like missing teeth, 3 guards on the roof, 2 at the door. Allie crouches beside her. Wait for the shift change, he says. When? Hour, maybe 2. Lucy's legs cramp. The ground is cold, damp. She watches the guards smoke. They laugh about something. The sound carries. You think Victor's lying? She asks. Yes, but we're doing it anyway. Allie doesn't answer. That's answer enough. The guards change. 4 become 3. Allie moves first, low, fast. Lucy follows. They enter through a side door. The warehouse is divided into sections, crates stacked high, tarps covering shapes, somewhere water drips. Voices ahead. Allie signals. They split. Lucy moves along the wall. Her knife feels small in her hand. Useless. But the gun has 3 bullets, maybe 4. She's saving them. She's saving them. A scavenger appears. Young. Couldn't be 20. He doesn't see her until it's too late. She's fast. Efficient. He goes down quiet. His eyes ask questions she doesn't answer. Allie's already deeper in. She hears the sound of a body hitting concrete. Then another. They meet in the center. 5 down. 3 left somewhere. Movement above. The roof guards heard something. Go, says Allie. They run. Footsteps behind them. A shot rings out. The bullet sparks off rebar. Lucy's ears ring. The exit is close. 20 feet. 15. Allie stumbles. His side. The wound. Lucy grabs him. Pulls. They burst into daylight. Behind them the warehouse erupts, shouting. More shots. But their running and running becomes the only thing. The only truth. They don't stop until the camp appears. Victor meets them at the gate. His smile is gone. You failed, he says. We cleared 5, says Lucy. Maybe 6. Not good enough. The deal was all of them. Allie steps forward. His breathing is rough, uneven. That wasn't the deal. Victor's guards move closer. 10 of them. Rifles up. The deal was whatever I say it was. Lucy's hand finds her knife. Allie's gun. But the math is wrong. Has always been wrong. Victor watches them. Then he laughs. But you tried. That's worth something. He signals. A woman brings forward a pack. Small, ratty, 2 days of food, he says. Some bandages, no map, no batteries. That's what effort earns. Lucy wants to fight, wants to scream, but Allie takes the pack. They walk. Behind them the camp grows smaller. Victor's voice carries. Remember, he calls. This is mercy. Next time won't be. When they're far enough, Lucy stops. Her hands shake. We should go back, she says. Allie shakes his head. Not worth it. He's lying. Cheating. Everyone lies. Everyone cheats. That's the world now. Lucy looks at him. His side is seeping. Dark patches on his shirt. You're bleeding. I'm fine. You're not. They find shelter in a gutted building. 3rd floor. The walls are mostly there. A mattress someone abandoned. Lucy tears cloth. Makes bandages. Allie sits. Lets her work. His jaw is tight. Victor's not worth your anger, he says. Then why am I angry? Because you still think fair matters. Does it? Allie looks at her. His eyes are tired, old. No, he says, not anymore. Night comes. They eat half the food, save the rest. Outside the wind picks up. Rain threatens. Lucy lies beside Allie, not touching, but close. The pack has something else, she says. What? Papers. Folded. Hidden in the lining. She pulls them out. Crude drawings. Maps. Notes in tight handwriting. What is it? Asks Allie. Lucy studies them. Her heart speeds up, coordinates directions, and a name. The sanctuary, she says. He gave us the map after all. Why? Maybe he's not all liar, or maybe he wants us gone, says Allie. Does it matter? Allie takes the papers, studies them in the dim light. No, he says finally. I guess it doesn't. They sleep. Lucy dreams of Victor's smile, his white teeth, the way the camp watched them leave like witnesses to something inevitable. When morning comes, they're gone, heading north, following lines on paper that may lead nowhere or everywhere. In this world, the difference is semantic. The rain starts at noon. Chapter 22, Shadows of the Past. The bridge spans the river like a broken promise, concrete and steel, cables hanging loose. The water below is brown, fast, angry. We have to cross, says Lucy. Allie studies the structure. Half the deck is missing. Support beams exposed, rusted. There has to be another way, he says. Lucy checks the map, traces the route with one finger. This is the only bridge for 10 miles. Going around adds 3 days. Allie's side is worse. She can see him favoring it. The fever's coming back. We don't have 3 days, she says. He knows. They both know. The bridge groans in the wind, metal grinding metal, the sound of things coming apart. They start across, Lucy goes first. Each step is a negotiation. The concrete crumbles. She tests weight before committing. Behind her, Allie moves slower, careful. Halfway across, the wind picks up. The bridge sways. Not much, just enough to remind them. Keep moving, says Allie. Lucy reaches a gap, 3 feet wide, maybe 4. The water below is waiting. She jumps, lands hard. Her ankle screams. The old injury, never fully healed. She gasps. Allie's eyes narrow. You okay? Fine. You're limping. I'm fine. The bridge shudders. Something deep in the structure groans. A crack appears. Spreads. Move, says Allie. They run. The bridge is collapsing. Behind them, the deck drops away. Section by section, the river swallows concrete. Steel screams. Lucy's ankle gives out. She falls. Allie grabs her, pulls. The far side is close. 10 feet. 5. They jump together, land in a heap on solid ground. Behind them, the bridge folds, crashes. The sound is huge. Final. Water sprays up in columns. When the noise settles, they lie there. Breathing, alive. We can't go back, says Lucy. No, says Allie. We can't. They sit. Rest. Lucy's ankle is swelling. Allie's side is seeping again. The bandages are red, wet. We need to keep moving, she says. He doesn't argue. The district beyond the bridge is residential. Houses collapsing into themselves, trees growing through roofs, vines covering everything. Lucy leads them through yards, past swing sets rusted solid, toys scattered, faded, evidence of lives that stopped. She finds a house less destroyed than others. The door hangs open. Inside, the air is stale, thick with mold. They clear the rooms. Kitchen, living room. Upstairs are bedrooms. In one room, Lucy stops. There's a photo on the floor. Glass broken, frame bent, but the image is clear. A family, mother, father, 2 daughters. The older one has Lucy's eyes. The younger one is smiling, gap-toothed, happy. Lucy picks it up. Her hands shake. Allie appears behind her. What is it? Nothing, she says. Just a picture, but she's lying, and he knows. She studies the photo. The younger girl is wearing a necklace, a silver bird, same as the one hanging beneath Lucy's shirt. This was their house, she says quietly. Allie waits. This is where they were, when it happened. The room is small. Pink walls faded, posters peeling, a bed stripped bare, closet open, empty. Lucy walks to the window, looks out at the overgrown yard. She remembers running through that grass, her sister chasing, their mother calling them for dinner. All of it gone. I couldn't save them, she says. Right, I was out getting supplies. When I came back, the house was... She doesn't finish, doesn't need to. Allie moves closer, not touching, just present. You survived, he says. That's what you could do. It's not enough. It's all there is. Lucy turns, her face is hard. Empty. Is it enough for you? Your wife, your child. Is surviving enough? Allie's jaw tightens. No, he says, it's not. Then what are we doing? Trying, he says. That's all, just trying. Outside, the wind picks up, clouds gather, and the storm that's been threatening finally arrives. Rain hits the roof, steady, relentless. They can't leave now, not until it passes. Lucy sits on the bare floor, the photo in her lap. Allie sits across from her. Tell me about her, he says. Who? Your sister. Lucy looks at the photo, her sister's smile. Why? Because she was real. Because she mattered. Lucy's throat tightens. Her name was Emma. She was 8. She loved birds, wanted to be a veterinarian. What else? She was fearless, would climb anything, talk to anyone, made friends everywhere. Allie nods, listening. She believed people were good, says Lucy. Even at the end, she believed someone would help. Did they? No. The rain intensifies. Thunder rolls. The house creaks. My wife's name was Sarah, says Allie. She was pregnant, 6 months. We were going to name the baby Claire. Lucy looks up. She was a teacher, 3rd grade. She believed in systems, in rules. She thought if we followed protocols, we'd be fine. What happened? Protocols don't stop the world from ending. The storm rages. They sit in the darkness, 2 people carrying ghosts, trying to outrun memories that can't be outrun. Lucy sets the photo down carefully, leans it against the wall. We should go, she says. When the rain stops. Allie agrees. But for now, they're here, in this house, this room, with shadows that belong to someone else but feel like their own. When the rain finally eases, it's almost dark. They eat, sleep briefly. Lucy dreams of Emma running, always just ahead, always out of reach. Morning comes gray, cold. They leave the photo where it is. Some things stay behind, have to. The map leads north, into denser ruins, towards something called sanctuary. Whether it exists or not doesn't matter. The moving matters, the trying. They walk, chapter 23, the cost of freedom. The district is different here. Denser, buildings taller, vines thick as cables wrapping everything. Lucy's ankle throbs. She doesn't mention it. Allie's breathing is shallow, uneven. He doesn't mention that either. The map shows the sanctuary is close, 2 days, maybe 3. But first there's the bridge, or what's left of it. They stand at the edge. The structure is partially collapsed. The center section is gone completely, just cables hanging, swaying. Below the ground drops away. 50 feet maybe. The bottom is concrete, rebar, things that make falling fatal. We can't cross this, says Allie. Lucy studies it. There's a service walkway, narrow, running beneath the main deck. It's intact, mostly. There, she says, pointing. That's a maintenance access. It's not meant for crossing. It's all we have. Allie looks at her, then at the walkway, then at the map. He's calculating again, weighing options that don't exist. I'll go first, he says. No. Your side. If you fall, I'm heavier, says Allie. If it holds me, it'll hold you. Lucy wants to argue, but he's already moving. The walkway is 3 feet wide, rusted mesh, holes big enough to see through. Allie steps onto it. The metal groans. He moves slow, each step tested. The wind picks up. The structure sways. Lucy watches. Her heart in her throat. Allie reaches the middle. Stops. Something's wrong. What is it, she calls. The cable. It's loose. Can you make it? He doesn't answer. Just moves. Faster now. Less careful. The cable snaps. The walkway drops. One end. Allie grabs the rail. Hangs. His feet swinging over nothing. Lucy runs onto the walkway. It's tilting now. Unstable. She slides toward him. Grab my hand, she shouts. Ollie's face is tight. Pain. Effort. His side is ripping open again. Lucy reaches him. Grabs his wrist. Pulls. He's too heavy. She can't get the angle. Let go, he says. No. Lucy, you can't. I'm not letting go. She braces. Uses her legs, her back. Everything. Ollie swings. Grabs the rail with his other hand. Pulls himself up. They collapse onto the walkway. Breathing hard. The structure groans, shifts, they scramble, move fast, the walkway is dropping. Piece by piece, they reach the other side as it falls away completely. The crash echoes, metal on concrete, final. Allie lies on solid ground, his side is open, blood spreading. Lucy tears cloth, packs the wound, her hands are shaking. You should have let go, he says. Shut up. I'm serious. If we'd both fallen... We didn't. Lucy, next time. There won't be a next time. She ties the bandage tight, too tight. He gasps but doesn't complain. They rest. Minutes, hours. Time is fluid, meaningless. When Allie can stand, they move slow, Lucy supporting him, his arm across her shoulders, his weight heavy. The district narrows, buildings closer, street barely visible. The vines here are thick, almost impenetrable. They cut through. Lucy using Allie's machete, her arms burn. Sweat stings her eyes. Behind them something moves. Lucy stops, listens, footsteps, multiple, getting closer. We have to run, she says. Allie shakes his head. Can't. You have to. The footsteps grow louder, voices now calling. It's the scavengers from the warehouse they followed. Lucy's mind races. Options. Exits. None good. There's a building, 20 feet, partially collapsed, but the ground floor is intact. There, she says, they move, fast as Allie can manage. The scavengers appear. 6 of them. Armed. The leader is young, scarred, angry. You took our people, he says. They were in our way, says Lucy. Now you're in ours. The scavengers spread out, surrounding. Lucy's gun has maybe 3 bullets. Allie can barely stand. The math is clear. Go, says Allie quietly. What? Run. I'll hold them. Lucy looks at him. His eyes are serious, resolved. No, she says. The sanctuary. You can... I'm not leaving you. Lucy, this is the only way. Allie pulls the gun from his belt, hands it to her. 3 bullets, he says. Make them count. The scavengers are close now. 10 feet. 5. Allie steps forward. Between them and Lucy, run, he says. And don't look back. Lucy's legs won't move. Her body refuses. The first scavenger lunges. Ali meets him. They go down. The others close in. Lucy runs. She hears the fight behind her, sounds that make her stomach turn. She doesn't look back. Can't. She crashes through vines, through debris, her ankles screaming, her chest burning. When she finally stops, she's alone. The silence is huge, heavy. Lucy looks back. The district is dark, quiet, no sign of Ali, no sign of anyone. She opens her hand. The gun is there. 3 bullets. She wants to go back, wants to fight, but Ali's voice is in her head. Run. Don't look back. So she runs into the darkening ruins, into whatever comes next. Alone. Chapter 24. Alone in the ruins. The city is different when you're alone. Lucy moves through streets she doesn't know. Buildings lean together, touching, whispering. Her ankle is bad. Each step is glass in the joint. But stopping means thinking. Thinking means remembering. Ali's face, his voice. Run. She runs. Night comes fast. The ruins swallow light. Lucy finds shelter in a collapsed parking garage. 3rd level, concrete ceiling mostly intact. Corners dark enough to hide in. She sits with her back to a pillar, the gun in her lap. 3 bullets. Her breathing is too loud. Her heart too fast. She makes herself slow down, breathe, think. The map is gone, lost in the escape. The supplies too. She has the gun, a knife, the clothes on her back, and Ali's dog tags. She doesn't remember grabbing them, but they're in her pocket. Lucy closes her fist around them. The metal is warm from her body heat. She should sleep, should rest, but every time she closes her eyes, she sees it. Ali fighting. 6 against 1. The odds impossible. He's gone. She knows this. Knows it with the certainty of math, of survival, of the world as it is. But knowing doesn't help. Lucy opens her hand, studies the dog tags, his name stamped in the metal, numbers, blood type, information that means nothing now, that meant nothing even before. She puts them back in her pocket. The night stretches somewhere animals call, not birds, not dogs, something else, something the world made after everything broke. Lucy doesn't sleep. When morning comes, it comes gray, weak, like the sun forgot what it's supposed to do. Lucy stands, her body is stiff, sore, the ankle swollen. She has to move, find food, water, keep going. Why? The question surprises her. She's never asked it before, never needed to. Now it's the only question. Why keep going when everything ends, when everyone leaves, when the world is just ruins and hunger and being alone? Lucy doesn't have an answer, but she moves anyway. The district is residential, houses caved in, trees growing where living rooms used to be, mailboxes rusted, names faded. She checks them anyway, looking for what? Supplies, weapons, evidence someone lived here once and maybe their things survived. Most houses are empty, stripped, some show signs of fire, others just rot. In one she finds a can, unlabeled, dented. She opens it with her knife. Beans, maybe. The smell is off, but not deadly. She eats half, saves half. Licks the can, her tongue scrapes metal. In another house she finds clothes, rotted mostly, but a jacket that's intact, thick. She takes it. In the bathroom a mirror, cracked. The reflection shows someone she doesn't recognize, dark circles. Hollowed cheeks, eyes too bright, feverish. She looks away. Outside the wind picks up, clouds building, another storm. Lucy needs shelter, real shelter, not a parking garage, not a ruined house. She follows streets, avoids open spaces, stays low. That's when she sees it, a wall, spray painted. The paint is fresh, recent, words in blocky letters. Alive's Ridgeware HSE, East. Lucy stops, reads it again, ALE. Her heart does something painful, complicated. It could be someone else, any A. The world had millions of them, but the handwriting, crude, uneven, like someone injured, hurrying. Lucy touches the paint. Still tacky, maybe a day old, 2 at most. East. She looks. The sun is breaking through, giving direction. East. Lucy runs. Chapter 25, Reunion Under Fire. The warehouse squats in the industrial district. Ridge. The name half gone, faded paint on rusted metal. Lucy circles it, looking for entry, looking for signs. 2 guards on the roof, 3 at the front. Scavengers, the same group that took Ali. She counts windows, exits, weighs options. The gun has 3 bullets, not enough, will never be enough. But she goes anyway. Around back, there's a loading dock. Door bent, partially open. She slips through. Inside, the warehouse is divided. Crates, tarps, shadows, voices ahead. Lucy moves toward them. The scavengers are gathered in the center, playing cards, eating, laughing about something. In the corner, there's a cage, chain link, makeshift. Ollie is inside. He's sitting, hunched. His side is bandaged, but the fabric is dark, wet. His face is pale, too pale. But he's breathing. Lucy's relief is physical, chemical. Her knees almost give. She watches, counts. 5 scavengers inside, 2 on the roof, 7 total. The gun has 3 bullets. She needs a plan, needs to think. One of the scavengers stands, walks to the cage, keys hanging from his belt. "Hey, military," he calls, "you hungry?" Ollie doesn't respond. The scavenger laughs, kicks the cage, still playing tough. He turns away. Lucy moves, fast, silent. Her knife finds his back. He drops. The keys jangle but don't fall. Lucy catches them. The others haven't noticed yet. She reaches the cage. Ollie's eyes open, widen. Lucy, he breathes. She puts a finger to her lips, unlocks the cage. Ollie stands, unsteady. Lucy supports him. They move toward the loading dock. 10 feet. Someone shouts. The alarm goes up. Lucy runs. Ollie beside her. They burst into daylight. Behind them, the warehouse explodes with noise. Footsteps, shouting, the scavengers pouring out. The district is a maze. Lucy pulls Ollie through alleys, between buildings over rubble. Shots ring out. Bullets spark off metal, concrete. Ollie stumbles. Lucy catches him, pulls harder. There's a gap, narrow between 2 collapsed buildings. They squeeze through. The scavengers are bigger, slower. It buys seconds. They emerge in a courtyard, overgrown, vines thick as trees. Lucy spots a service tunnel, storm drain. The grate is loose. Inside, she hisses. Ollie drops into darkness. Lucy follows, pulls the grate closed. Above, the scavengers thunder past, their voices fading. The tunnel is dark, wet. It smells like rot, like the earth reclaiming pipes. Lucy and Ollie move deeper, blind, hands on walls, following the flow. After what feels like hours, they stop, sit. The sounds above are gone. Lucy's hands shake, adrenaline leaving. Ollie leans against the tunnel wall, his breathing rough. "You came back," he says. "Of course I came back. I told you to run." "I don't follow orders well." Ollie almost smiles. "I noticed." Lucy checks his side. The bandage is soaked. She has nothing to replace it with. "We need to get you help," she says. "Later. Now." Lucy, he reaches out, touches her hand. "I'm okay, you and I will be." His hand is cold, clammy, fever. Lucy wants to argue, wants to scream, but his eyes are soft, grateful. "Thank you," he says. "For what? Coming back?" You didn't have to." "Yes, I did." "Why?" Lucy looks at him. In the darkness, she can barely see his face. But she knows it, knows every line, every scar. Because, says Lucy, and the words are harder than anything she's done. Because you matter. Because we're not done yet. Allie's hand tightens around hers. "Okay," he says. "Okay." They sit in the tunnel, water dripping, the world above still trying to end them, but for now they're here, together, alive. Lucy pulls out the dog tags, hands them to Ollie, his fingers close around them. "Where did you—" "I grabbed them. Before I ran." Ollie looks at her. Something in his expression shifts, softens. "We need to keep moving," says Lucy. "The sanctuary, it's close." "How do you know?" "I don't. But we're going anyway." Ollie nods, stands with effort. Lucy supports him. They move through the tunnel, following water, following instinct, following whatever force keeps people trying when trying makes no sense. Behind them, the scavengers search, hunt. But the tunnel is long, dark, full of branches and turns. Friaged, by the time they emerge into daylight, they're miles away. The scavengers are ghosts, memories. Lucy helps Ollie into a shell of a building. They rest, drink from a puddle. The water tastes like metal, but it's wet. "The sanctuary," she says. "How far?" Ollie checks the sun, his internal compass still working. 2 days, maybe less. "Can you make it?" "Have to. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have." Lucy looks at him. His face is gray. His side is seeping. 2 days, she says. We can do 2 days." "Yeah," says Ollie. "We can." Neither of them believes it, but belief is optional. Moving isn't. They walk. Chapter 26, The Final Clue. The lab is underground, hidden beneath a collapsed hospital. They almost miss it. Lucy spots the entrance by accident, a vent shaft, broken open, stairs descending. Ollie leans against her. His fever is worse. He's shaking despite the heat. We need to stop, she says. Not yet. Ollie, you can barely stand. Just a little further. Lucy wants to hit him, wants to scream, but she helps him down the stairs instead. The lab is intact, surprisingly so. Emergency lights still functioning, dim, flickering, but enough to see. Rows of equipment, computers, desks, papers scattered everywhere. In the corner there's a spill, green liquid, pooled. The smell is chemical. Wrong. Lucy steers them around it, finds a clear area, lowers Allie to the floor. His breathing is shallow, rapid. She needs medicine. Water. Something. She searches the lab, finds cabinets, most empty, picked clean, but one in the back is locked, intact. Lucy breaks it open with a fire extinguisher. Inside are supplies, antiseptic, bandages, pills and bottles, labels faded. She grabs everything. Returns to Allie. His eyes are closed. For a moment, Lucy's heart stops. Then he breathes, opens his eyes. Found supplies, she says, trying to sound confident. She cleans his wound. The infection is bad, spreading. The pills might help, might not. She makes him swallow 3. Ollie grimaces, swallows. Thanks. Lucy sits beside him, her own exhaustion catching up. The lab hums, machines on standby, waiting for power that won't come. There's a computer at the nearest desk, screen dark, but something about it draws Lucy. She presses the power button. Nothing. She checks cables, traces them, finds a generator. Manual start. She pulls the cord. It catches, coughs, runs. The computer flickers, boots. The screen glows blue. Lucy navigates menus, files. Most are corrupted, but one folder is intact. She opens it. Documents, research notes, and coordinates. Her pulse quickens. She reads. The sanctuary, location verified, grid references, detailed, and something else. Files about the collapse. The virus, the ecological failure. It wasn't natural, wasn't random. Lucy reads faster, her stomach turning. The sanctuary's founders, their names, their roles. They engineered it. Not the whole collapse, but they knew. They prepared. They let it happen. Lucy's hands shake. She copies the coordinates, prints them on a dying printer. The paper spits out slow, incomplete. But enough. She takes it. Turns back to Allie. He's watching her. What is it, he asks. The sanctuary. I found it. Good. Ollie, there's more. The people who run it, they knew about the collapse. They were part of it. Ollie's eyes darken, harden. Then they're not a sanctuary. Maybe, maybe not. But they have answers. What do we do with answers? Lucy looks at the coordinates, at the files, at the truth printed on fragile paper. I don't know, she says. The generator coughs, sputters, dies. The lights go out. The computer screen fades. But Lucy has what she needs. She helps Allie stand. They move toward the stairs. That's when she smells it. Stronger now. The spill. She looks back. The green liquid is spreading, eating through concrete, through metal. They need to go. Now, Lucy pulls Allie up the stairs. Behind them, the lab groans. The spill is corrosive, toxic. It's dissolving everything. They reach the surface, collapse in the hospital ruins. Lucy's hands are tingling. So are her arms. The smell is on her, in her. Ollie notices. Your skin. Lucy looks. Red patches, spreading, burning. The spill, I touched it. Did it get on me? Lucy checks. His clothes. His skin. No. You're clean, but Lucy's not. The toxin is working, fast. Her vision blurs, clears, blurs again. We need to keep moving, she says. You need help. The sanctuary. They'll have medicine, antidote, something. Lucy, that's 2 days away. Then we better hurry. She stands, sways. Ollie catches her. Together they walk. Lucy's body is failing, shutting down. But her mind is clear, focused. 2 days. Just 2 more days. The coordinates are in her pocket. The truth, the lies, all of it. They walk. Chapter 27, Poisoned Hope. Lucy's skin is on fire. Every step is acid. Every breath. Allie supports her, his own fever breaking, the pills working. But Lucy is getting worse. They've been walking for a day, maybe less. Time is slipping. The landscape changes. Less urban, more wild. Trees that weren't there before, growing tall, taking back the world. Allie stops. Ahead there's a structure. Small. Made of scavenged metal and wood, smoke rising from a chimney. Someone lives here, he says. Lucy's vision is doubling. She sees 2 chimneys, 4. Back to 1. We should go around, she says. You need help. They'll probably shoot us. Maybe. Ali approaches anyway, Lucy leaning heavy on him. The door opens before they reach it. An old woman stands there, 60 maybe. Gray hair pulled tight, eyes sharp. She looks at them, at Lucy's skin. The red spreading. Toxin, she says. Not a question. Yes, says Ali. How long? Day and a half. The woman steps aside, inside. Ali hesitates. You want her to live, the woman asks, or you want to keep walking? They go inside. The structure is one room, sparse, clean, medical equipment on shelves, more than there should be. The woman is Dr. Ava Chen. She doesn't offer first names, doesn't ask theirs. She examines Lucy, touches the red patches. Lucy gasps. The pain is sharp, electric. Industrial corrosive, says Dr. Chen, probably from one of the old labs. You're lucky. Another day and your organs shut down. Can you help her, asks Ali. Dr. Chen moves to her shelves, pulls down bottles, vials. Maybe isn't good enough. The woman turns, her eyes are cold, then finds someone who can give you better odds. Ali's jaw tightens. What do you need? Dr. Chen mixes something, clear liquid, yellow powder. The smell is bitter, medicinal. There's a facility, she says, 2 miles west. Old pharmaceutical plant. I need compounds from there, specific ones. Without them, I can't make the antidote. What compounds? She writes on paper. Chemical formulas. Names Lucy doesn't recognize. This could be anything, says Ali. It's what I need. Take it or leave. Ali looks at Lucy. Her breathing is getting shallow. The red is spreading to her chest, her neck. I'll go, he says. No. The woman points at Lucy. She comes to. She can barely stand. Then she crawls. The plant has security. Automated, motion sensors, turrets. One person can't disable it. Needs 2. Ali's face hardens. She's not going anywhere. Dr. Chen shrugs. Then she's gone by morning. Lucy's hand finds Ali's arm. I can do it, she says. Lucy, I can do it. The woman watches them. No emotion, just waiting. Fine, says Ali. But I carry the weight. Dr. Chen nods. You have 4 hours. After that, her kidneys fail. Then her heart. They leave. The pharmaceutical plant rises from the forest. Concrete and glass, vines covering everything, but the fence is intact, electrified. The hum audible. There, says Dr. Chen, pointing to a gap. Maintenance tunnel. Goes under the fence, but inside there are sensors. You trip them and the turrets activate. What kind of turrets, asks Ali. The kind that don't miss. She hands Ali a device. Crude. Wires and circuits. EMP. Homemade. You get 1 shot. Use it when you're inside. It'll kill the sensors for maybe 90 seconds. Get what you need and get out. What if it doesn't work? Then you're gone. Lucy's legs shake. Ali steadies her. They enter the tunnel. Crawl. The space is tight, dark, smells like rust and earth. They emerge inside the fence. The plant looms. Ali activates the EMP. There's a pulse. Invisible, but Lucy feels it in her teeth. Go, says Ali. They run, through doors hanging open, down corridors. The plant is massive. Rooms branch everywhere. Ali checks the list. Building C, Lab 7. They find it. The door is locked, electronic. The EMP killed it, but the manual backup is engaged. Ali kicks it. Once. Twice. The door cracks, gives. Inside the lab is pristine. Sealed. The air is filtered, clean. Shelves line the walls, bottles, vials, thousands of them. Ali reads labels, searches. Lucy leans against the wall. Her vision is fading, coming back, fading again. Found it, says Ali. He grabs 3 bottles, pockets them. A sound. Mechanical. Whirring. The sensors, they're rebooting. Run. They sprint, back through corridors, through doors. Behind them, turrets activate. Spinning. Targeting. Bullets tear through walls, through air. Ali shoves Lucy ahead. A round catches his shoulder. He staggers but keeps moving. The tunnel. They dive into it. Bullets spark off concrete above them. They crawl. Fast. Desperate. Emerge on the other side. Dr. Chen is waiting. She takes the bottles, checks them, nods. Back to the shelter. Ali's shoulder is seeping. Lucy is gray, barely conscious. Dr. Chen works fast, mixing, heating. The liquid turns amber, then clear. She fills a syringe, injects Lucy's arm. Lucy gasps, her back arches. Pain floods every nerve. Then nothing. She sleeps. When Lucy wakes the shelter is quiet. Her skin still burns but less. The red is fading. Slowly. Ali sits beside her, his shoulder bandaged, his eyes tired. You're awake, he says. What happened? Dr. Chen gave you the antidote. You've been out for 12 hours. Did it work? You're breathing. That's working. Lucy tries to sit. Her body protests. Ollie helps her. Across the room, Dr. Chen is sleeping, or pretending to. Why did she help us, asks Lucy. Ollie shrugs. Maybe she's not as cold as she seems, or maybe she needed guinea pigs. Maybe. Lucy looks at him. His shoulder. You're hurt. It's shallow. Already stopped. They sit in silence. The fire in the stove burns low. Outside, the wind moves through trees. The sanctuary, says Lucy. How far? Day and a half. If we move slow, can we? Have to. Lucy's hand finds his, squeezes. Thank you for the plant, for carrying me. Ollie's expression softens. You'd have done the same. Yeah. But still. Morning comes cold. Dr. Chen gives them supplies, food, water, extra bandages. Why, asks Lucy. The woman doesn't answer, just opens the door, points north. That way. Follow the ridge. You'll see it. See what? The sanctuary, if it's real. Lucy and Ollie walk. The forest is thick, ancient. The trees remember the world before. Lucy's body is weak, but healing. The antidote is working. Each hour she feels stronger. Ollie's shoulder is stiff, but he moves well. Capable. They don't talk much, don't need to. The silence between them is comfortable, known. By evening the ridge appears, rocky, rising above the trees. They climb, at the top they stop. Below them, spread out in a valley, is a compound. Walls, buildings, lights glowing in windows. The sanctuary, it's real, says Lucy. Yeah, says Ollie, it's real. They stand there. Two survivors on a ridge, looking down at something that might be hope, or might be another lie. Either way they're going. They descend. Chapter 28, The Sanctuary's Gates. The gates are steel, 20 feet high, guards on towers, rifles visible. Lucy and Ollie approach, hands up. Visible, empty. A voice calls down, state your business. Ollie steps forward. We're survivors, looking for shelter. The guard disappears. Minutes pass, then the gates open. Crack! Just enough. Two guards emerge. A woman and a man, both armed, both watching. The woman is Commander Isabel Torres. Military bearing, sharp eyes. She studies them. Where did you come from, she asks. South, says Lucy, the city. Just the two of you. Yes. Commander Torres circles them, looking for weapons, for threats, for lies. You're injured, she says, pointing to Ollie's shoulder, Lucy's skin. We had some trouble, says Ollie. What kind? The surviving kind. Torres almost smiles. Almost. She signals, the gates open wider. Inside, the compound is organized, clean. People move with purpose, gardens growing, children playing, evidence of systems that work. Lucy's chest tightens. It looks normal, safe, like the world didn't end. Torres leads them to a building. Medical center. A man in a white coat examines them, treats Ollie's shoulder. Lucy's skin, you'll heal, he says. Both of you, give it time. They're taken to another building. Meeting hall, inside 3 people wait. Commander Torres, a man in his 60s. Glasses. White coat, a woman, younger, dark skin, kind eyes. The man is Dr. Raymond Foster. The woman is Maya Okonkwo. Welcome, says Maya. To the sanctuary, Lucy looks around. Where's the catch? The 3 exchange glances. Torres speaks. There's a process. For new arrivals, we need to ensure you're not a threat. We're not, says Ollie. Everyone says that. We have a trial. You pass and you stay. You fail and you leave. What kind of trial, asks Lucy. Torres stands. Follow me, they're led outside, to an arena, makeshift, wire fence, dirt floor. People gathered around, watching. In the center is a man, tall, scarred, Marcus Thorne. He's the trial overseer, Torres explains. You'll face challenges, 3 of them, physical, mental, survival. Complete them and you're one of us. And if we refuse, asks Lucy, then you leave. Now, Ollie looks at Lucy. She nods. We'll do it, she says. The first trial is combat, hand to hand. Against Thorne, Ollie steps forward, his shoulder still tender, but his stance is solid, trained. Thorne circles, attacks, fast, brutal. Ollie blocks, counters. They exchange blows. The crowd watches, silent. Ollie's shoulder gives, he stumbles. Thorne presses, but Ollie adapts, uses his legs, his weight, sweeps Thorne's feet. Thorne goes down, Ollie's knee on his chest. Enough, calls Torres. The crowd murmurs, impressed. The second trial is problem-solving, a locked room, puzzles, clues. They have 10 minutes to escape. Lucy and Ollie work together. She spots patterns. He finds tools. They combine efforts. With seconds left, they crack the code. The door opens. The crowd applauds. The third trial is trust. They're separated, put in different rooms, each given a choice, a voice explains. Your partner is in danger. You can save them by pressing this button, but if you both press it, you both fail. If neither presses it, you both fail. If one presses it, that person fails, but the other passes. The prisoner's dilemma. Updated. Lucy stares at the button. Her hand hovers. She thinks of Allie, on the bridge, in the tunnel, bleeding, fighting. Always. She presses the button. In the other room, Allie does the same. They're brought back together. Taurus is waiting. You both press, she says. Yes, says Lucy. You both fail. Lucy's stomach drops. The trial is about trust, says Taurus, but also about selflessness. You both chose to fail so the other could pass. That's the answer. The crowd erupts, cheering. Taurus nods. Welcome to the sanctuary. They're given quarters, small, clean, 2 beds, running water, food. Lucy sits on a bed. It's soft. She's forgotten what soft feels like. Allie explores, checking windows, exits, old habits. This is strange, says Lucy. What, all of it? The trial, the welcome, it feels wrong. Allie agrees. Too organized. Too prepared. Lucy pulls out the papers from the lab. The coordinates. The files. We need to investigate, she says. Find out what's really happening here. Allie sits beside her, studies the papers. Tomorrow. Tonight we rest. Lucy wants to argue, but her body is exhausted. The bed is soft. Allie is here. She sleeps, dreams of walls, of gates closing, of children playing in a compound that might be a cage. When she wakes, it's dawn. Allie is already up, watching the window. What is it, she asks. Movement, guards, more than necessary. Lucy joins him. Below the compound is waking, but there's something, a tension, a wrongness. We need to find Dr. Foster, says Lucy. Ask questions, carefully, says Allie. We don't know who we can trust. They dress, head outside, the compound is busy, people working, smiling, but Lucy sees the guards, the cameras, the control. This isn't a sanctuary, she says quietly. It's a prison with better walls. Allie nods. Let's find out why. Chapter 29, Truth at the End. Dr. Foster's lab is in the compound's center, research facility, security tight. Lucy and Allie approach. A guard stops them. Restricted area, he says. We need to speak with Dr. Foster, says Allie. He's busy. It's urgent. The guard's hand moves to his weapon, not casually. A message. Lucy steps back, pulls Allie with her. We'll come back later, she says, smiling. They retreat. Circle the building, looking for another way. There's a service entrance. Locked. Lucy picks it. The mechanism is modern, harder, but she's patient. It clicks. Opens. Inside the hallway is white, clinical, doors on both sides, most locked. They move quiet, checking rooms, most are empty, equipment, computers. Then they find it. Foster's office. Inside are files, physical, digital, decades of research. Lucy searches. Allie keeps watch. She finds documents, marked confidential, dated before the collapse. Her hands shake as she reads. The virus. The ecological failure. It wasn't natural, wasn't random. It was engineered, tested, released. And the sanctuary founders. Foster, Taurus, 3 others now gone. They were part of it. Not the architects, but participants. They knew. They prepared. They let it happen. Why, asks Allie. Reading over her shoulder, Lucy finds more files. The answer is worse. Population control. Resource management. They believed the world was ending anyway. Too many people, not enough resources, so they accelerated it, made it controlled. The sanctuary was always the plan. Save a few thousand, the best, the brightest, the most useful, let the rest go. Lucy's vision blurs. Anger, disgust, horror. They're monsters, she says. They're survivors, says Allie, same as us. No, we didn't choose this. They did. Footsteps in the hall. Close. Fast. They're coming, says Allie. Lucy grabs files, stuffs them in her jacket. They move to the window. It's locked. Reinforced glass. Allie breaks it with a chair. The alarm screams. They climb through, drop into a courtyard. Guards appear, shouting, running. Lucy and Allie sprint through gardens, between buildings. The compound is a maze, but they're learning it. They reach the meeting hall, burst inside. Taurus is there. Foster. Maya. Others. The guards behind them surrounding. Taurus stands. Her face is hard. You broke into restricted areas. Lucy throws the files on the table. Papers scatter. Evidence. You knew, she says, about the collapse. You helped cause it. The room goes silent. The guards uncertain. The leaders frozen. Foster steps forward. His voice is calm. You don't understand. I understand enough. The world was ending, says Foster. Climate collapse. Resource wars. Nuclear tensions. We were at the brink. What we did was mercy. A controlled descent instead of total chaos. You let billions go, says Ali. To save thousands, says Torres. That's triage. That's survival. Lucy's fists clench. You don't get to decide who lives, who goes. That's not survival. That's playing God. Someone had to, says Maya. Her voice is soft, sad. If we'd done nothing, everyone would be gone. Now, there's this. There's a future. Built on corpses, says Lucy. Built on reality, says Torres. This is the world. We didn't make it. We adapted to it. The guards are listening. Some faces show doubt. Others agreement. The compound is splitting. Right here. Right now. What do you want, asks Foster. Revenge. Justice. What? Truth, says Lucy. Everyone here deserves to know what you did, what this place is built on, and then what? You destroy the only functional society left. You tear down these walls, release everyone into the wasteland. How many survive that? Lucy falters. She doesn't have an answer. Ali steps forward. We don't have to destroy it, but we can change it, make it honest, give people a choice. There is no choice, says Torres. There's only here or there, safety or death. Then let people choose death if they want, says Lucy. That's freedom is a luxury we can't afford. The standoff holds guards, leaders, Lucy, Ali. The compound's future hanging on what happens next. Maya speaks. What if we told them the truth? Let them decide if they stay. They'll panic, says Torres, or they'll understand, says Maya. We've been lying to them, protecting them from hard truths, but maybe they're stronger than we think. Foster considers. His face is weathered, tired, maybe, he says. Maybe. Torres shakes her head. This is a mistake. But she doesn't give orders, doesn't call the guards. The compound gathers, evening, the meeting hall, 200 people, more. Maya speaks, tells them everything, the virus, the plan, the founder's roles, the lies. The crowd is silent, absorbing, processing. Then the questions, the anger, the fear. Some want to leave, some want to stay. Some want justice, trials, punishment. Lucy watches. It's messy, chaotic, human. This is what freedom looks like, says Ali quietly. Yeah, says Lucy. It is. The compound doesn't collapse, doesn't fall. It fractures, reforms, changes. Torres steps down. Foster and Maya stay, but with oversight, with counsels, with voice. Some people leave, take supplies, risk the wasteland. They believe in something else. Most stay, but different now. Eyes open, informed. It's not perfect, but it's honest. Lucy and Ali stand at the gates, watching the compound reorganize. What now, asks Ali. Lucy looks at him, his face, his scars, everything they've survived. I don't know, she says, but whatever it is, we do it together. Ali nods. Together. They could stay, could help build this new version, or they could leave, find somewhere else, make their own sanctuary. The choice is theirs. For the first time in years, the choice is actually theirs. Chapter 30. Dawn of a new world. Lucy wakes to birdsong. Real birds. Not mutated. Not wrong. Just birds. She's in the quarters, the bed. Ali is already up, standing at the window. You're watching again, she says. Always, says Ali. She joins him. Below, the compound is stirring. People moving, working, arguing, living. It's been 3 weeks since the truth, since everything changed. The compound is smaller now. 40 people left. Went into the wasteland, their choice, their right. Those who stayed are building something new. Councils, rules, systems that include everyone. It's slow, it's hard, but it's happening. Torres is gone. She left with a group, headed west, maybe to find other compounds, maybe to disappear. Foster stayed. His knowledge is valuable, but he works under supervision, under judgment. Maya leads now, with others. A collective, imperfect but trying. Lucy and Ali have been helping, teaching. Lucy shows people how to trap, how to hunt, how to survive outside the walls. Ali trains security, but different now, protective, not controlling, defense, not dominance. It's exhausting, frustrating, arguments daily, but it's real. This morning there's a meeting, the council. Lucy and Ollie are part of it now, voices among voices. The topic is expansion, whether to search for other survivors, bring them in, or stay isolated. Opinions vary, split, passionate. Lucy argues for outreach, for connection. The world is bigger than these walls. Others disagree, say it's too dangerous, too risky. Resources are limited. The debate goes for hours. No resolution, just more talking. Afterwards, Lucy is drained. She finds Allie outside by the gardens. He's watching a child plant seeds. The kid is careful, focused, hopeful. Think they'll grow, asks Lucy. Maybe, says Allie. World's changing. Maybe things can grow again. Lucy sits beside him. Her hand finds his. They've been closer lately. Not just partners, something more, something they don't name but both know. You ever think about before she asks? Sometimes. What do you miss? Ollie considers. Coffee. Real coffee. Not the burnt acorn stuff we make. And quiet. Not silence. Just quiet. Peace. Lucy nods. I miss music. Radio that wasn't screaming. And my sister. Always my sister. They sit, the compound around them. Alive, messy, human. A runner appears. Breathless, excited. There's someone at the gate who, survivors, a group, maybe 20. They heard about us, want to join. The council gathers, the gates open, the survivors enter. Gaunt, tired, hopeful. Among them is a familiar face. Senna, the wounded scavenger from before. She sees Lucy, nods. Respect. The new survivors are processed. Fed, given quarters, the compound adjusts, makes room. That evening, Lucy and Allie walk the walls, looking out at the forest, the mountains, the world. You think this will last, asks Lucy. No, says Allie. Nothing lasts, but we can make it matter while it's here. Philosophical, I'm learning. Lucy smiles, her first real smile in weeks, maybe months. Below the compound is lit. Fires burning, voices rising, people talking, laughing, arguing, living. It's not the world before. Will never be that world, but it's something, a start, a possibility. Lucy leans against Allie, his arm around her, solid, present. What do you want, she asks, for the future? Allie thinks, to see what grows, to help where I can, to be here with you. Lucy's chest tightens. Good, she says. That's good. They stand there, two survivors, two people, watching the darkness and the light, the compound and the wild, the past and the future. Tomorrow there will be more work, more arguments, more challenges. The world is still harsh, still broken, still trying to erase them. But tonight there's this. There's warmth. There's connection. There's hope, fragile and fierce. Lucy pulls out her sister's necklace, the silver bird. She's worn it every day since the beginning. It's tarnished, bent, but intact. She remembers Emma, her laugh, her fearlessness, her belief in goodness. Maybe she was right, not about the world, but about trying, about believing, about holding on to something when everything else is gone. Lucy closes her hand around the necklace, then lets it hang. Visible, a reminder. Allie notices. That's new, he says. What? You never showed it before, always kept it hidden. Things change. Yeah, they do. The night deepens, stars appear more than before, the sky is clearer now, less pollution, less interference, just stars. Lucy counts them. Loses count, starts again. You think there are other places, asks Lucy. Other sanctuaries, probably, says Allie. World's big, people survive, they find ways. Should we look for them? Maybe. When we're ready. When will that be? Allie shrugs. Don't know, but not yet. Lucy agrees. Not yet. They turn back, walk toward the compound, toward warmth, toward people, toward tomorrow. Behind them the forest whispers, the mountains stand, the world continues, breaking, healing, becoming something else. Lucy and Ollie cross the threshold. The gates close behind them, not locking them in, just sheltering them. For now. Inside there's food, there's fire, there's work to do, there's a future uncertain and terrifying and possible. They move through the compound, greeting people, helping where needed, being present. When they finally return to their quarters, it's late. Exhausted, they collapse, side by side. Lucy's hand finds Allie's in the darkness. Thank you, she says. For what? Everything. Ollie squeezes her hand. Back at you. They sleep. And for the first time in years, Lucy doesn't dream of running, doesn't dream of loss, doesn't dream of endings. She dreams of seeds, growing, breaking through ash, reaching toward light. She dreams of morning. And when morning comes, when the sun rises over the compound, over the forest, over the world still learning how to be, Lucy and Ollie wake together, alive, changed. They step outside, into the dawn, into whatever comes next. The story doesn't end. Stories never end. They just pause, transform, continue. Two survivors became partners. Partners became something more. Something more became a chance. A chance became a choice. A choice became a life. Not the life they planned, not the life they lost, but a life nonetheless. In the ashes of tomorrow they found today. And today is enough. For now. Today is enough. If you made it this far, consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already. Let us know where you're watching from and what time it is. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.